Hello.
Welcome.
We finally kind of have video. It's not a live stream. We're working on it. We still don't know what we're doing. It's only been a year. This is only the third book club episode. So
Yeah.
I feel like we have a bigger learning curve with this. But we just got out of a farmer's market.
It's hot.
It was so hot today. It was 114 yesterday.
Yeah.
And so it's triple digits again today. I don't have my weather app up on my phone or my computer, so I don't even see anything.
Do you want to know the weather for today?
Yeah, what's the weather today?
According to my calculations, the weather today is... It's only 102.
Only 102, and I'm still drinking hot coffee. So, I think this is your first time that we're face revealing you, though.
Yeah. I'm feeling really awkward.
Why?
No. Anywho.
Anyways.
We read Horns.
We read Horns by Joe Hill. Which... What are your overarching thoughts?
I'm so into it. And I'm not even... So, like... I don't know how to put it into words. Because, like, the story was good, right? But the thing that's gripping me is, like, the philosophy of it.
Okay.
Like...
I gotta move forward. Okay. I keep leaning back and I'm too far from the mic.
Yeah, what are your thoughts?
I struggled.
Really?
I did.
Interesting.
I struggled getting into it. It took me... I hated the flashback.
Really?
I hated seeing Ig as a kid. I did not fucking care.
No! I am shook.
Yeah. So, I mean, it probably took me 300 pages out of a 400 little less than 500 page book to actually care and want to continue reading.
See, so, like, that's kind of what I meant is, like, I was very into the, I wanted to know, right? I wanted to know what was going to happen next. I wanted to keep seeing it, but I wasn't super into how it ended, necessarily. Like, I wasn't like, oh, I need to read to know what happens to these characters. It was like, I need to read to know what else we're going to talk about in this thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So, I'll preface this with, if you didn't listen to our... Oh, wait, it's Sunday.
It's Sunday.
Horns comes out tomorrow. Listen to our episode that we talk about Horns, the movie, tomorrow. I didn't finish the book before the episode, right? The book is 1,000% more brutal than the movie.
Whoa, yeah, like, if Horns the movie, in comparison, Horns the book is, you know,
rated R.
And Horns the movie is
PG.
I would put PG, yeah.
It's the insanity of how gory it gets, how crazy the characters are.
So the thing that was crazy to me, and I was talking, because I had to talk about this book, and of course we can't talk about it together. We can't talk about it together, and I had to talk about it when I finished it. So I was talking to my coworker about it, and she just had to sit there and listen. But it's absolutely crazy to me, because the movie's qualified as a dark comedy, correct?
Horror comedy. Or comedy horror, sorry.
Comedy horror, which is crazy to me that they even thought about putting any type of comedic twist on this book.
Yeah.
Like, this book is deep, and it's dark, and it's really heavy.
It's a dark fantasy, so I mentioned this. This is the first movie book combo we've done, and the first one I've seen, really, where the book is classified as a dark fantasy, and the movie is classified as a horror comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess, like, the movie is more comedic. Like, they have the satirical, like, him rushing out of the bar, and the smoke, and the horns, and, like...
It's very dramatized.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where in the book, it's not funny.
It's not funny at all. It's emotional, and it's
emotional and deep, and I was not expecting the amount of snakes that die to die
Yeah.
and how they die. I like snakes. I'm not like a snake lover, but like I was like, stop killing all of the fucking snakes.
Okay, so like before we get
into it at all.
Yeah, I just like, I don't know, preface warning, I guess. This is and I don't know specifically, I do know when I read it, I like, whatever, I was like genuinely like, what happened to Joe Hill to write this kind of book? So preface warning on this book, it is a Abrahamic religion hate book. It is a
Oh yeah, it's Catholic.
It's a hate, I feel like it was just a hate on any type of Abrahamic religion. Very much like grinds into that. So if you're religious or feel sensitive about religion or any of that, like, might be not the read for you.
Also, it deals with a rape and murder of a 25-year-old woman.
Yeah.
So if that's also, I think we preface the movie with that as well. It's we don't see the rape happen. You see the murder happen, and then in the book, it does get a little heavier, but not super graphic on the rape. It's graphic everywhere else but that.
Yeah.
But it is detailed. It
is detailed, and it is pretty graphic. I loved it, though. I'm super into it.
I struggled. Okay, so if you've listened to the podcast at all, you guys will know I'm a Stephen King movie fan, not a Stephen King book fan. Because I don't like his writing style. Like, he's the king of horror for a reason. We talk about this, there's like half of me that's like, why? And the other half is like, because the second half of his books are really good. It's just, I think he would do really well with an editor who would take out a lot of the fluff that doesn't matter. Joe Hill, being his son, has a similar writing style, but I enjoy it more. However, it's misogynistic and sexualized as fuck.
But that was the point.
Yes.
That was the point of this book.
Yes, no, for this book specifically, it's the point. Yeah. However, I haven't read anything else by him, so I don't know if it's his writing style across the board like it is with Stephen King. He's over-sexualizes everything. Yep. And I can't comment because we haven't read another Joe Hill book.
I don't either, but it was very sexualized, but it was so good in the way, like, cause it mattered. It wasn't just nonsensical, like, women have tits, you know, like, it was like, genuinely meant something. I'm so into it. Like I said, the story itself was great, but like, what it represents is just like, it's good. It's crazy. Okay. Can we get in?
Yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Do you want to start?
No, I don't know where to start.
Okay, so we start, our main character we follow is Ignatius Parrish, which my gripe with this is his older brother, he's a second born, his older brother's name is Terrence. They call him Terry. Who the hell names their second born Ignatius and their oldest Terrence?
Yeah.
I feel like when you name your kid weird shit, all of your kids are weird named.
Yeah. It's just, vibes, I guess. They knew he was different from the beginning.
Well, yeah, that's stated multiple times. So, Ig is, again, the youngest. Their dad is a very famous jazz trumpet player. And Terry follows in Dad's footsteps, also being able to do the trumpet thing very well. Ig tries, but he has asthma.
Bad asthma.
Really bad asthma, so he can't play, though he still practices. And, like, he has all of the things down, just not the breath. We open with him waking up in his apartment with his girlfriend of the time and discovering he has fucking horns growing out of his head.
Little nubbies on his little forehead.
What are they called? Partubules?
Oh, yeah. I was like, this might be, like, above my reading level. That was the first word that's on there, and I was like, I don't know if I can read this. Are you looking at it? Yeah, fuck yeah, I'm looking at it. I brought the book up for a reason.
We rented it off of Hoopla in Libby. Again, very big proponents of getting a library card.
Protuberances.
Protuberances. I'd never heard that word before.
A pair of knobby-pointed protuberances.
Yeah, anyways, horns.
Horns
growing out of his head.
I forgot there was a camera. Anyways.
Yeah, you've been staring at me. We gotta figure this out. We're working on it.
My bad.
Okay? It's hard, because when you did your own podcast, you guys were on camera, so you just gotta stare at the camera, but we're in person.
Yeah, I'm just like looking at you.
Oh, thanks. See, this is why I brag about my wife all the time.
Okay, go ahead.
His girlfriend's name is Glenna. She doesn't say anything about the horns. And then just starts spilling her guts about her deepest desires. Or her sinful desires
Her
in the
dirty
moment.
little secrets.
Yes. Which in this moment is she wants to eat 6 donuts. That are in front of her because she wants to become so fat that he leaves.
Yeah, so she's like, I want you to go away because you shouldn't be here, but I want you to leave me. So I just want to eat and eat and eat until you're so disgusted with me that you finally walk away. Which is so sad.
Yeah, Glenna's such a tragic character.
Oh my god, I have so many. There's so many things.
She calls herself trash, and he's like, you're not trash, and she's like, no, I'm definitely, like, I'm trailer trash, we all fucking know it. All that kind of stuff. So he leaves. Oh, I'm getting it confused with the movie. I didn't write my
Oh, that's okay.
down.
I got this, because I didn't watch a whole lot of the movie. So yeah, he leaves, and he's like, this is weird. There's something going on with my head. You need to take me to the doctor. And she's like, I literally see nothing. And then he goes to the doctor.
It is the doctor next.
Yes, he goes to the doctor, like, immediately, because he's like, what the fuck? While he's there, the receptionist,
he walks in, and there's a mom with a screaming child, and she's not handling the screaming child. So when he goes up to the receptionist, she's like, oh, well, that's not right, looking at his horns, but doesn't say anything. Like, he has to point out that is the problem. Like, no one really notices the horns. And then the receptionist says, I feel like I need to say something to the mother.
She's like, should I say something? I feel like I should say something. Like, she's kind of like, everyone is thinking it. Should I say something? And Ig is like, I guess so. And she's like, release his fury. And she's like, get you and your fucking kid out of here. I actually think he talks to the mom first.
Oh, yeah, because he fills out the paperwork, goes to sit down next to the mom, and I don't know what it is with this family and fucking slurs, but there's a bunch of racial slurs, F-slur, just all of the slurs in this fucking book again. What?
Because they mean something!
In this book, yes, but we talked about it with the Stephen King novel. That is just not necessary.
Yep.
I'm not judging a lot of this stuff because I've only read one of Joe Hill's book, okay? Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying, there's no reason. There's a reason, but there's no reason. You could have done it differently.
Mm-hmm.
Just all your slurs. We learn that the mom is sleeping with her golf coach, who is a black man, and says everyone was right, black men are hung different, and calls it her 5-iron.
Yeah, I forgot about that part. I think it's funny. And then, yeah.
She goes off on, like, I could just leave my daughter here. I could just run away. It doesn't matter. She's awful. I hate her. Leave her with my husband. It doesn't matter. And Ig's just staring at her like, no! Oh, she also says, I just want to kick her in her sweet little fucking ass.
Mm-hmm.
So
and then
he goes up to the receptionist to give the paperwork back, and she says something, and then they scream at each other and are yelling. Ig ends up touching the mom and gets the flashbacks, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm so sorry, you're gonna have to help me between what happens between the book and the movie. He sees that. Like, when he touches, we're learning when he touches someone, he gets to see their dark desires as well. So it goes through the whole thing. And then the daughter, who is like 7, says, I just want to burn mommy up with matches.
I want to burn her up all gone. I found it.
So then he goes back into the doctor's office, where the doctor doesn't really notice the horns either.
Well, yeah, so the nurse is there.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot about the nurse.
Yeah, the nurse is there, doesn't really notice the horns, and is like, I think I'm gonna go slash
Her boyfriend's cheating on her.
Her boyfriend's cheating on her.
She wants to go key the woman's car.
Yeah. And then,
take a shit in her front seat.
Yeah. And then the doctor comes in. And he's like, oh, looks like you got horns. And he's like, yeah, no shit. Like, what do I do about it? And he's like, well, I can do some oxy off the table.
Yeah.
I can just crush it up real quick. I usually wait till I'm home, but I can do it here at work. And Ig's like, what the fuck, dude? No.
Yeah, the doctor has a drug problem.
And then is like...
He wants to sleep with his
teenage daughter's friends.
And literally says, I want her sweet ass.
Mm-hmm.
I think I said that for the child, but it's first said here. She says her little ass, I think, with the daughter. Mm-hmm. But and he's just a horny, drug-addicted doctor.
Mm-hmm. And Ig's like, hey, can you help me? I have shit growing out of my head. And the doctor's like, fuck you. Like, all patients are just so selfish.
They only care about themselves.
So Ig's like, okay, fuck you, I guess. Leaves and doesn't know what the fuck to do. And he knows he's supposed to go home. He's trying to remember. Oh, he can't remember what had happened the night before. So that's also a part of this.
Oh, yeah.
Is he was drunk. Drunk as a skunk.
And he remembers leaving the bar or wherever he was drinking.
Yeah, he went to, I guess we forgot to say, the whole point of this is,
his girlfriend,
Marin was murdered and raped and murdered. And he was blamed for it, but there was not enough evidence to go to trial. And so everybody thinks he did it, but he didn't go to jail for it. And so, like, everyone in fucking town hates him. Because she was, like, the golden girl. Everyone was in love with her. She
was your church-going, God-fearing, to the outside world.
Yeah.
Woman.
The perfect girl.
Perfect redheaded girl.
Mm-hmm. And so it has a lot of flashbacks of them that kind of gives you the
Is that where we get into the flashbacks of it all?
Yeah.
So we end up learning that she was new to town.
Well, not that far. It's just them being in love.
Do we have flashbacks? I don't know. We're gonna timeline this. We get a lot of flashbacks.
Well, because you get flashbacks of it, of like when the murder happened, of like the aftermath, and how his best friend Lee kind of stopped talking to him, and he's like, I get it, right? Like, Lee,
they were like a trio, too.
They were like a trio, yeah. They all hung out together. And so best friend Lee was like, I get it, like, this is kind of hard, and
he works for a congressman.
So like he has to like keep his image clean, and he can't be seen
with a possible murderer.
Yeah, with a murder suspect. Like, Lee has a future and I don't, and I'm okay that he is gonna take that instead of choosing to wallow in the mud here with me, basically.
Yeah, his older brother also has Terry has a show in LA called Hot Seat.
Yeah, he's like a talk show host and he meets a lot of famous people. But like, the part that made me so emotional in this book is like just the true, like, this brother loves him so much.
Yeah.
Terry fights for his little brother over and over again. He uses his platform
to say that
his brother's innocent. He's like, my brother would never do this. Screw anybody who thinks that. Like, he has built up this famous career, and he's using his platform to try and prove his brother's innocence. And like, just out to bat for Ig over and over and over again, and just loves him so purely. And I'm obsessed with that. I think it's beautiful.
Except the one big thing.
No, because okay, so here's the thing. We're just gonna have to get into it right away.
We're getting into it. Go for it.
So this whole book is a battle between God and the devil.
Yes.
And it's so like I wish I knew more. I didn't read the Bible, so I can't tell what people are what, right?
Oh, yeah.
But Marin is the Virgin Mary.
Oh, that makes sense.
then her nickname's even Mary, and at the end of the book. Okay, anyways, Ig is the devil.
He's Lucifer, actually.
He's Lucifer,
the fallen angel, Lucifer.
Lucifer Morningstar.
Oh, can you tell I'm not religious or Abrahamic religion? I guess is what I should say.
And then Lee, best friend, is God.
Really?
Yes.
This is why we have this, by the way.
Oh.
This is why you're here.
Yes. Okay.
Well, so then Terry's the angel.
I don't know who Terry's supposed to be. So that's what I was saying, is because he fucked him over, but he was there in the long run, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know enough about this story to know who Terry is supposed to represent.
I'm just going off based on the table.
Yeah.
Where there was an angel.
I would agree.
I just don't know what angel he would be.
I don't know either. Whoever, like, kind of sided with Lucifer.
Wait, is Lucifer and Judas the same person? I don't know. Anyways, we find out on page 100, Lee's the one who killed Mary.
Yeah.
Marin.
So, yeah, it goes over to his parents' house. They're saying nasty shit to him. His grandma, who he's loved and thought, like, they were tight, was like, I really, every time I look at you, I just wish I was fucking dead. Like, you've brought nothing but shame onto this family, and I told my daughter to get rid of you when you were a kid because you've just been weird your whole life, and there's been something wrong with you. And this is where a lot of the gay slurs come out, is everyone just calls him F slurs. A lot. Because he was, like, a scrawny white kid that was, like, kind of awkward.
And he didn't show any interest in girls until Marin. And his mom literally thought he was gay. And then once he starts checking out Marin, it's like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
He's not gay.
He's not gay. And, like...
Grandma also was like, I knew you were weird because you had asthma.
Oh, yeah. Like, you're such a weak baby. You had asthma. She should have gotten rid of you.
Which is crazy because Terry also has so many allergies.
But that's... I know, like, because he's like the firstborn, but he's charismatic. Like, he has things to make up for his allergies, right? Like,
and Ig has nothing.
Ig has the breathing problems, but Terry's allergic to. He literally says everything under the sun. Like,
he's allergic to the world,
to animals,
pollen,
bees, like trees, like everything is allergic to everything. And so he's like, okay, what the fuck, Grandma? Goes inside, sees his mom, and she's like, oh my gosh, are you okay? Like, I didn't know you were coming over. And he's like, yeah, I'm okay. And
I didn't know where else to go.
And it's like feeling kind of emotional. And she's like, oh, well, I really wish you hadn't come here. Like, I really wish you hadn't brought your problems here. We can't handle it anymore. You've brought enough shame onto this family after what you did to that girl.
I just want to hold my breath till you go away.
Yeah, I don't want to listen. I want to cover my ears and I want to sing until you stop talking, and I want to hold my breath until you go away.
I wish you weren't my son.
Yeah.
So the horns, we haven't talked much about the horns. The horns grow, and he has, like, sensation in them. So when people start doing things or he tries to, like, force someone to do something, he gets, like, a pleasurable sensation from his horns. Mm-hmm. It's weird. It's very erection-esque with some of the language used.
Yeah.
Like, at one point calls it orgasmic.
Mm-hmm.
So he talks to Mom, and then he leaves because she's like, I just want you to go away. Are you going away now? And he goes to talk to Dad.
Well, no, he goes up to his room and he tries to avoid his dad because he's like, I just need to get my shit and go.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He didn't want to hear about it.
And he's like, I don't want to hear from my dad. But he ends up running into his dad anyway. And his dad's like, I can't believe you did what you did. Like, she was the best part of you.
She was my favorite part about you.
She was my favorite part about you. I can't believe you did that. I can't remember. This is the part, because I did watch the first part of the movie, and this is the part where I don't remember. We forgot the cops, but we'll bring that in.
Yeah.
This is the part I can't remember. I don't remember if, they bring up specifically in the book, or if it's in the movie, or just in the movie, but his dad's like,
they bring it up in the book too.
Yeah, like he's like, why would I kill her? I loved her. And he's like, that's why you did it.
You loved her so much and you lost her.
No, he's just like, you loved her so much. You loved her too much, or whatever. Because we don't know that because they end up breaking up. You don't know that they broke up until the flashback.
Yeah, but that's what the dad says. At least in the movie.
Oh, yeah, and you were losing her or whatever. Yeah, okay.
You loved her so much and then you lost her. That's why you killed her, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And Dad also says the lab that was testing the evidence for Marin's body burned down. And we learn his dad mentioned it to a friend that owed him a favor, and he's like, so he doesn't have concrete proof that his friend burned down the lab, but it's heavily insinuated that his friend burned down this lab for Ig, and Ig is pissed because he's like, that would have proved me innocent.
Mm-hmm.
But his dad says it doesn't matter when the world comes to bat, or
when the world is coming against your son,
that's a parent's job to stand against it.
Yeah.
So he's doing everything he can to keep Ig out of trouble, even though him and his wife both believe he killed Marin.
Mm-hmm.
And that dad even says that. He's like, you killed her and I'm helping you get away with it. And doesn't believe him at all that he's innocent.
Yeah. And then Ig's like, okay, fine. Fuck you. I'm out of here. Like, I'm grabbing my shit and I'm going. And then he finds out that his brother's in town. And he's like, oh shit. So he's trying to get all of his stuff and avoid Terry.
Mm-hmm.
But then Terry runs into him in the kitchen and he's like, hey man, I didn't know you were coming over. Casually chatting. And then Ig turns around and the horns take effect and Terry just starts losing it and is like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know what was going to happen. If I would have known, I never would have let. And Ig's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, Lee killed Marin. And Ig loses his fucking shit. Is like, what the fuck? Trying to make a plan, all this stuff.
Does he touch Terry at this point or no?
No, not yet.
Okay.
And so, we forgot to mention there are cops, in the book that stop him. They're the same cops that found him after Marin died. And they also think that they also think that he killed Marin. And so they give him shit a lot. All the cops give him shit.
Everyone believes he did it. So the cops, he has to do under the speed limit. They will pull him over for everything. They track him down whenever he's doing anything remotely, not even abnormal, just if he's loitering, if he's standing outside too long, he's loitering. If he's going one above the speed limit, he's speeding. Anything they can get him for, they get him for.
Yeah. And so, it turns out that while the cops are interrogating him, one of the cops is like, oh, I hate those a slur, but I hate gay people. If anyone ever came onto me, I'd bash their brains in.
Oh, he's at the lake.
Yeah, he's at the lake in his car, yeah.
Yeah, this is, between all of this, he goes to clear his head at a lake or river or whatever, and they pull up on him saying he's loitering. Mm-hmm. And they want to plant evidence on him to take him in. They wish he had cocaine. They wish he would swing on them, give them a reason to shoot him, to use brutal force or whatever. And while that's happening...
Yep.
Our dogs. Maybe, I don't know if you can hear them.
Hopefully not.
One of them, shoves him against the car, and the other cop is like, yeah, give me something to whack off about later. And then, as they, separate and do things, he talks to both of them. One is gay, and isn't open about it because of the time period. I don't know what time period this is supposed to be.
Well, it's a very religious town, too.
That's true. So one is actually gay. The other one's I hate gay people. If one came up on me, I'd knock his teeth out, a whole bunch of things. So Ig uses the horns to tell the gay one to just go down on the homophobic one.
Yeah, he's like, cause the one that's telling Ig that he's yeah, I'm into him. He's like, yeah, I'm sure he's into you too, man. Why don't you just fuck it? Don't even tell him. Just go down on him. Just surprise him. And the guy's like, yeah, that's a good idea. And then, what also so that happened in between going back to the house. He comes outside, sees his grandma asleep in her wheelchair, fucking pops the brake and sends her down the hill.
Into a fence. And then has this moment where he's like, I remember what it felt like going down the Evel Knievel trail. Mm-hmm. I bet it felt something like that too.
Yep.
And then just walks away. But the horns give him this pleasurable, he did something right sensation. So we learn as we're going through this that the horns force people to confess their deepest, darkest desires, their most sinful desires, right? Being gay, whatever, everything they keep hidden, they confess to him. We also learn that he can manipulate people into doing what he wants up to a certain extent, and that's part of this is him learning that too. He's like, oh, I can manipulate people, and it's him learning how far he can go with it. because he wonders if, oh, would this work over the phone? Would this work this way? And he's like asking himself questions as it's going on.
We forgot that he stopped by the church.
He stops by the church because the doctor doesn't work. That's right. He goes to the church, and this is like my biggest gripe in the movie. One of my biggest gripes. So the movie
they changed a lot of stuff in the movie that was
so
weird.
much, and I don't know why at all. Because they also make him like a badass at the end. Like the ending of the movie versus you didn't watch the ending. Well, we'll talk about that. Is so different. Like insanely different.
Yeah, it feels like I don't know. It is. They did very like it feels like from what I saw, it felt dramatized and
it's just so fluffy compared to how like brutal and grungy the book is with all of this stuff. But one of the things is Father Mold. Well, Mold.
I call him Mold.
Mold.
Father Mold.
Mould. Is a jacked motherfucker.
He's fucking pumping iron in the church basement.
With a sister, whoever, Bertha or something behind him.
Bennett. You're close.
Well,
Bennett, yeah.
And so down under the church is a gym. So he goes down there to talk to the father, and he's like, you need to help me, blah, blah, blah. In the book, father's like completely like deadpan and like, well, yeah, fuck you, like go hang yourself.
Yeah, he's like,
you deserve it.
Yeah, he's like, it looks like the outside finally matches the inside. The only thing I can really do to help is grab the rope for you to hang yourself with.
Do the decent thing.
Yeah, do the decent thing and hang yourself. And he's like, why would you say that? And he's like, oh, I've been spending a lot of time with Marin's mom. She spends a lot of time underneath me. And when she's actually, usually when she is...
On her knees.
Usually when she's talking to God,
she's on her knees in front of me.
She's on her knees in front of me, but sometimes we pray for your death.
Yeah, so he's sleeping with Marin's mom. And then Sister Bennett wants to leave town.
It literally says, you took a vow of chastity. And he's all, chastity schmastity.
Yeah. So
I fear God is just glad I keep it in my pants around the altar boys.
The book is wild. I don't know if with the last one, if we were like, you should read it. I feel like you should read this book. Yeah. This is actually one where I'm like, The Ring was good, but I liked the movie better because of like the suspense of the movie translated really well versus the book, I feel like. The Shining was better, like the book was better than the movie, I think. But this book, I'm like, this is one I feel like you should read. Like, I recommend reading this one.
I will say it took me, like, I'm, like, going back, and it takes me a long time to realize, like, the things that are happening, and what they mean, you know?
No, there actually are, like, quite a bit of breadcrumbs that lead up to stuff, and it's well written.
It's very well written. But Sister Bennett's like, I just want to go away, I want someone to love me.
She gets called a lesbian all the time because she's like buffer and a sister, so she's, you know, an old maid because she's a nun. She can't have. So he convinces her to steal all of the church money and the church's vehicle and leave.
Yeah, he's like, then go. And he's like, what's keeping you here? And she's like, well, I love God. And he's like, what the fuck has he ever done for you? You're how old and alone and sad? Go do whatever the fuck makes you happy. Shit, leave. And she's like, oh, you're right. I should do that.
And in the movie, they make Father Mold like a wimpy little old man that's frightened of Ig.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't do him justice at all.
No.
It's kind of crazy. And I feel like it means something in this book that he's like fucking all for Jesus, and I don't know. Anyways.
It's weird. So yeah, the church and then going back.
And then he goes home.
Yeah, does the whole thing. Possibly kills his grandma. We don't get confirmation about that till later. She isn't dead. She ends up in the ER with a broken face. We also learn, because what happens after this? He goes...
It's a flashback. After...
Oh, I hate a lot of the flashbacks.
No, okay, so the flashback is wonderful. It's
Which flashback is this?
This is the big one.
Of the evil Hill?
When he first met
Marin.
And so this is the big one, yeah. This is like his whole flashback of their life together. So, the Parrish family, like I said, this is a really religious town. So obviously they're going to work, or they're going to church every Sunday. And
one Sunday, there's a new girl.
Yeah, there's a new girl. And Ig doesn't even notice her. She's like, he like sees this shiny thing in the corner of his eye and it keeps like bugging him. So he looks to see what it is. And it's this little redheaded girl. I say little, they're teenagers.
In the book, they're like 14, 15.
Ig's 15 and she's 16.
And in the movie, they're like 12.
Yeah, they're young.
Why?
I don't know why they changed that. To make it more impactful, maybe.
I don't know. It makes more sense to me because of how like hot and heavy they get, and like it's more of a high school relationship. They're high school sweethearts. That makes more sense to me than being like in a middle school relationship.
Yeah. I think yeah. Anyways. So, and she's like flashing him, and he's like
flashing him with her cross.
With her cross, yeah. She's
not her boobs.
She's like catching the sunlight on her cross golden that she wears, cross. And is like flashing it at him, and he's like staring at her like, what the fuck are you doing? And his dad looks at him and he's like, I'm pretty sure that's Morse code.
She's telling you to stop checking out her legs in church.
Yeah. And he's like, Ig's like, oh, what is she saying? He's like, I'm pretty sure she's telling you to stop checking her out in church. And Ig's like, oh, but his family's always the last to leave, and like we kind of said before, Ig's more of like a quiet, like more kind of, I don't want to say like,
his brother's super charismatic, and he didn't have to be because he has an older brother who's charismatic and takes care of him, so he just gets to be awkward.
Yeah, he's just kind of an awkward kid, and so, like, he doesn't, like, he's just quiet and awkward, and so, even though he wants to go meet up with the cross breaks. I almost forgot the most important part. The cross breaks.
You also didn't mention Caesar.
Yeah, I know, because I'm getting there. The cross breaks, and, she like goes to catch it, and there's this boy that's standing behind her that Ig calls Caesar.
He's got the blonde hair.
Caesar blonde hair, blue-eyed, Aryan style, yeah. Which he calls him later. Aryan style baby.
You can say it right there. I just didn't want to.
No, I'm not going to be able to reach it. Aryan style kid who tries to help her with it, and she gets like, no thanks, don't, because he doesn't ask. He just goes in and starts touching her, and she's like, no thanks. And he's like, okay, like, whatever. And, so then church ends, and Caesar's trying to talk to her again.
Like, stops at the end of the pew to talk to her, and Dad just, like, steers her directly away from him.
Yep. And so, as everyone's leaving, Ig says, like, since his family's the last one to leave, they're kind of behind, and he
catches a glimpse.
He catches a glimpse of gold, and the cross is there. So he fakes tying a shoe, and he picks up the cross, and he takes it. He tries to give it to her, but she's gone. They're gone. The whole family's gone. And so he holds on to it, and he tries to fix it, and it's just not working.
Which, like, what does that mean? It's not working.
I don't know, because obviously he's kind of dumb.
Like, it feels, because...
I'm imagining a clasp broke. I don't know why this boy couldn't figure out how to fix a clasp.
And it's, like, the necklace is a gold necklace. Like, it's mentioned that it is, like, 24 karat gold.
Yeah.
Gold is soft.
Mm-hmm.
And he has...
He's trying to fix it with a Swiss Army knife.
They have pliers and a Swiss Army knife. All you gotta do... whatever. He's not a smart man, Jenny.
Apparently not. But anyways... During this time, it then flashes back to 3 days before he met Marin. Terry's going out to hang out with his friend Eric.
Which, okay, so in the movie we have Glenna, Lee, Eric, Terry, and Ig as like a core group of friends. They are not friends.
They're not a core. Well, they're not. Like, everyone just kind of does like, shit around each other.
So Eric and Terry are friends.
Mm-hmm.
Lee and Glenna are like dating-ish in the books when we first meet them. And no one hangs out with each other. In the movie, they make it seem like they grew up together and like this is the group, because they make it they just do Glenna so dirty in the movie too, because like they do the whole flashback of her being like, it's like you guys haven't seen a girl before, and they all just kind of laugh at her.
Yeah.
Which I guess it gets the point across that she has really bad self-esteem, but it just, I don't know.
Yeah.
The shit they changed in the movie just doesn't make sense to me.
It is, and it's just that very small town mentality. Like, they did grow up together, but you don't hang out with each other.
No, they hung out in this, like, they recognize each other from hanging out at the old foundry where everyone hung out at, like, the abandoned place in the woods, but they don't hang out. They don't know each other's names. They're just like that bitch over there.
And so yeah, they're not going to hang out at each other's houses. They're not going to the arcade together, but they all hang out in the same spaces at the same time, just not together.
Yeah.
And so, Ig finally gets to go hang out with Terry and Eric, because they're a couple years older.
Mm-hmm.
Not much. Terry's 17 and Ig's 15.
Yeah, so
but,
2 years.
Yeah. And so, but yeah, they're gonna go, he gets to go hang out with them, and they're going down to go to the foundry, because Eric got some cherry bombs, and they're gonna go blow some shit up.
And they're the cherry bombs that are pre-child labor regulations or whatever. Child safety.
Child protection, Jesus. Child labor. The pre-child protection laws. Pre-CPL. That's what they say.
I thought it was CPA for some reason.
No.
But that makes more sense.
And so, yeah, Terry takes him down there, and they're blowing shit up, and
we specifically see how charismatic Terry is here, because they have to get past the trailer park trash is pretty much what they call him, which is Glenna with Lee and two other guys they don't know, who ends up being Glenna's cousin and one of their friends.
Mm-hmm.
They say something about Terry, and he like turns it back on himself to make it like they're trying to bully him a little bit, but then he makes a joke that makes everyone laugh, and then they're all chill.
Mm-hmm.
And Ig points out that he's very good at that. He's good at defusing situations, deflecting things to make himself seem better, even if it's like self-deprecating, because everyone laughs at it.
Mm-hmm.
They go up to, do you know people don't know? Do we need to explain who Evel Knievel is? Because people don't know.
Okay, Evel Knievel is a daredevil.
A daredevil. The daredevil.
The stunt.
The stunt man.
The stunt man.
On his motorcycle.
Yes. And
so an Evel Knievel trail it's this big, like, dip down that goes to a ramp and then launches into the water, right? You say an Evel Knievel trail or an Evel Knievel stunt when it's something you shouldn't do because it's crazy.
It's probably deadly.
Yeah.
The reason Evel Knievel is so famous is that he should have died. Probably a lot.
He's the one who jumped the Grand Canyon, right?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. He jumped a lot of shit.
He jumped everything. But yeah, little bike. Because I mean, he was dead by the time we were kids, like.
Yeah.
So
he didn't live long.
No, obviously not. But Evel Knievel.
Yeah.
So that's why I think this book was set in like the 80s.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. But anyways, yeah, so they're blowing shit up, and Ig's talking about how, like, there's college girls that are sitting on, like,
Coffin Rock.
Yeah, on the bank of the river, and, like, all of the boys that are hanging around, like, that want to watch shit blow up, but not seem too into it because it could be childish to watch it blow up, and
they're acting like they're just there to watch their little brother, kind of being cool around these college girls who aren't paying them really any attention.
They're not, yeah, they don't give
a fuck.
They don't care. But Terry's the only one who really gets away with it because he actually is watching his little brother, so he gets to play the nonchalant older brother who doesn't really give a shit. And then,
they shove a turkey.
They shove it in a turkey, and it, like,
they shove it in a turkey in the hollow of a tree because they know it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
In the movie, it does not do it justice how bad these explosions are.
They're huge. They're literal, like, mini grenades.
They're insane. And so they put the turkey in a tree and then put the bomb in it, and everyone has to back up a certain amount. Like, Terry and Eric tell everyone to back up, and they get to be the cool ones who light the fuse and, like, stand there for a second and then, like, walk off, and they look super cool because it's, like, the slow-mo, like, reverse, and it explodes, and it rains turkey.
Yeah.
And the exaggeration later is that it rained turkey for 2 days type deal. Like, it was insane. And then all the boys hoop and holler and whatever. Because everything exploded. It was great.
Yeah. And then Ig's like, and the girls even thought it was impressive. Like, they were laughing too. And
they were kneeling on the rock to get a better look at what was happening.
Yeah. And so,
Eric has one cherry left.
Yeah, and say, so when Eric only has one cherry left, he's like, whatever, I'm saving this. Like, I'm not doing it. And Ig's like, And he's like, oh, I can't remember. He says he'll give the cherry to whoever rides down the Evel Knievel naked.
And Egg says he'll do it.
Egg's like, fuck it, I'll do it. And Terry's like, no, you won't. You're not going to do that.
What we didn't mention is that they found an abandoned shopping cart.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were, this turkey is huge. And turkeys used to be not expensive. Like, how much, I would get in so much trouble if I blew up my mom's turkey. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, they probably did. They probably got into a fuck ton of trouble. They probably would have.
Yeah. So they were carrying it in a jacket between the two of them because it was like a 20-pound turkey or some shit.
Turkey, yeah.
And so they end up finding a shopping cart once they get close to the old foundry. And so Ig was pushing it around and he's been like slowly like rocking back and forth on it. Says he'll do this. He'll ride down in the shopping cart naked.
Mm-hmm.
So he does.
Well, Terry's freaking out the whole time. He's like, you're not going to do this. If you do the Moms will kill me. You'll die and I'll die because you're going to die in the thing and then Mom's going to kill me. You cannot do this. And he's like, it's fine, whatever, as he's getting naked. And,
he makes sure that the girls are far enough away that they can't see his wiener.
Yeah. All the rest of the people have seen his wiener enough because they skinny dip in the creek.
So he's like, it's no big deal.
Yeah. But those girls can't see his wiener. And so,
he keeps his sneakers on.
Oh, what we forgot to mention is Lee's there with his new board.
Oh, yeah, when they get up to the top.
When they get to the top.
Before they blow the thing up.
Yep, and Lee's gonna be riding his board down, but he doesn't.
He's got a, one of the mountain boards, so like the thick-wheeled, like, off-roading type, skateboard thingies.
Yeah, and,
he's a chicken shit and won't go down the hill.
Yeah, he's, I think...
Terry says something.
Terry said you can either be a cripple or a coward for the rest of your life. You can either be known as the cripple or the coward.
He makes fun of Lee.
And like makes fun of Lee. And Egg's like, hey man, whatever, it's kind of scary. Like, fuck you. But anyways, yeah, so Lee had already been given shit about not going down on his board.
And he dresses like the kind of alt boy.
Oh yeah, he's got the skinny tie. And
with a button down and like the baggy shorts, I think. Yeah. Like, so he looks cool, but is a fucking chicken shit and won't go down the hill. And Glenna and the cousin and friend were all giving him shit about, just fucking go down already. You've been sitting up there. You might as well, like, live up there. Yeah. They're also burning a shit. Oh, they have a turd on a stick.
Yeah. They're burning a turd on a stick.
In a burn barrel. No idea.
And then, so yeah, Egg's like, fuck it, this'll be fine. And Terry's like, oh my god, as he's like collecting Egg's clothes. And so Egg goes down the this ramp.
So what?
This log ramp.
Yes. Log ramp, it's a foundry.
Oh, sorry, you're right.
In the movie, it's
a log ramp.
Yeah, in the movie, it's a logging thing. In the book, it's a foundry. So what Egg was hiding from everyone is that he noticed that there is just as wide as a shopping cart, maybe a little wider, are two pipes that go down into the ramp. So he can actually ride it down, and what should happen is the shopping cart, if it tries to veer, is going to hit the pipes, like they're bowling bumpers. Yeah. And he should be fine, actually. Mm-hmm. Well, he is. Until he hits the ramp.
And then he goes, phew!
And the shopping cart hits his head, his face.
Yeah, he gets knocked it breaks his nose. However it goes, it knocks him in the nose and it busts his nose. And it kind of knocks him out when he falls into the water. So he's like taking in water. Mm-hmm. And he's like talking about how it's dark and like he's getting like a sinking feeling. And then next thing you know, he's like coughing. And he's on the bank, and Lee's next to him with his
dripping
wet, and Egg's like, oh my god, you saved my life, and Lee's like, no, I didn't. No. Like, you were just like, it's nothing, and he's like, no, you saved my life. Oh my god, I can't believe you saved my life. And Lee's like, no, it's really like, please don't. It's nothing. And
Terry comes down and he broke his nose.
Yeah.
And Terry's like, oh my god, we can't tell Mom. Like,
you can't tell Mom I let you do this. We'll come up with anything, typical older sibling shit of, please don't tell Mom.
And Egg is like, I can't lie. And he's like, then just cry. Cry and I'll lie. Just be hurt.
And
so this is our first introduction to Lee.
Yeah, and Terry's like, what the fuck are you doing down here, Lee? And Egg's like, he just saved my life. Please take everything. Come to my house. Let me. And he even talks about how he's like, becomes obsessed with, he's like, I'm starting to like, I need those skinny ties now. Like,
He wants to look like Lee.
I want to look like him. I want him to come to my house. I want to know everything about him. What's his favorite type of music? What's his favorite type of food? Like, I need to know these things so I can give them to him. But also so they can be my favorite type of music. I want to know these things about him because he saved my life and he's a hero. And is like a weird, like, gratitude, like obsessive gratitude towards Lee, where he's just like, I literally owe you my life. Nothing I give you will ever repay you giving me life.
Yeah, and it literally turns into that. He gives Lee does come over, gives him a bunch of CDs, gives him a Walkman, gives him, oh yeah, there's a Walkman involved, of course.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot
about the Walkman.
Yeah, he's all, come over to my house, we can hang out. And Lee's like, okay. And he's like, yeah, it's this house. And Lee's like, okay.
He's really weird.
And yeah, and Ig's like, you have to come with us. Tell I wanted to tell my mom
that you saved
that
me.
You
and
saved
Terry's
my life.
like, no.
Terry's like, no, we're not telling mom anything. You broke your nose in a different manner completely. And he's like, no, Lee deserves recognition for saving my life.
And Lee's like, no.
And Lee's like, I'm not going with you. I'm not going to talk to your mom. And he's like, oh, okay, well, stop by sometime. And then Lee does stop by sometime selling magazines.
And it's raining. And it becomes the point that Ig mentions later, one of them is always dripping wet at some point.
Yeah.
It's raining, he's selling magazines, he's got his board, whatever, he invites Lee in, and given the context of, like, selling magazines for charity and the way he looks and that kind of stuff, and how he got the board, he got it from selling magazines for this charity thing, it was a gift.
It's a prize.
It's a prize, thank you. Ig pieces together that Lee is poor.
Yeah,
he was hanging out with Glenna, who is poor, and so he's like, oh, he's trailer trash. He doesn't like his mom, so he lives in a run-down mobile home with his mom, who's never there, who's a raging bitch, and, like, makes this whole picture in his head
of just, like, this horrible life that Lee must live.
And all we've heard from Lee is he doesn't like his mom, and he sells magazines for charity.
Yeah.
That's it.
And, so he's like, yeah, come up to my room. I have cash money for you. And Lee's like, okay. So then.
Oh, because Lee also says they do the whole music thing, and Lee says he doesn't have a way to listen to the CDs.
Yes, well, he's like, here's my, he's like, oh, what kind of music? Or, because they go up to Ig's room, and he's like, for the first time in his life, he's self-conscious about what his room looks like. He's like, oh my gosh, is it too ostentatious? Like, am I giving off, like, privileged vibes in front of this person?
Am I too rich for this kid?
Am I too rich for this kid? And Lee's like, wow, you have, like, a lot of music.
This is the most music I've ever seen.
This is the most music I've ever seen. And he's like, oh, do you have a lot of CDs too? And Lee's like, no, aren't they expensive? And Lee's like, oh, or Ig's like, oh my god, I forgot. Lee's poor. He can't afford CDs. And he's like, well, what kind of music do you like? And Lee's like, I don't know. I don't know what kind of music I listen to. And Ig's like, okay, well, here are my favorite music.
And gives him, like, the Beatles, but it goes through this whole thing. And Sgt. Pepper was mentioned. That's our cat's name.
Yeah, our cat's name is Sgt. Pepper.
From the Beatles album.
And
I thought of you.
Thank you. I'm glad.
I was like, oh.
Well, yeah, because he's obsessed with the Beatles. And he's like, there's a whole storyline. He's like trying to figure out, because he's obsessed with, they're a music family. So obviously he's obsessed with music. And so he's like, oh, well, you can just borrow it. He's like, here, listen to these. And he's like, I don't have anything to listen to it on. He's like, oh, that's fine. Also, take this.
Okay, so Ig didn't realize he was giving them away at first.
No, because then Lee's like, okay, well, when do you want them back by? And he's like, when I pulled them out, I didn't realize I was giving them to him. But when Lee asked, Ig's like, no, they're yours. Just take them. I want you to have them. And Lee's like, no, I don't. And he's like, no, please let me repay you. And also, here's the money for the magazines.
And here's a Walkman to listen to the CDs.
Yeah, and here, listen to the CDs. And then Lee's like all awkward and is like, so do you like porn magazines? And Ig's like, yeah, I mean, I guess who doesn't?
And he pulls out his stash in the Candyland box.
In the Candyland box, and is like, very PG rated.
It's X-Men with Jean Grey looking hot as shit. It's a Playboy magazine and a Victoria's Secrets catalog.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. So it's like very, like, in the grand scheme of things, very tame. And Lee starts talking about how
he knows a guy.
He knows a guy with magazines, and his favorite are the No,
No,
he's into the girl next door vibes because he likes virgins. And there's a whole thing how he goes off about virgins and how that's why that redheaded girl, he was into her because she didn't seem like girls like Glenna who are just trailer trash and are willing to pimp themselves out to anybody who whatever. And Ig's kind of like, okay, I guess. Whatever. And then,
his trumpets case is open.
And his trumpets case is open. And while Lee's like kind of poking around, he sees the necklace and he's like, oh, hey, isn't this that girl's? And Ig's like, yeah, I was trying to fix it, but I couldn't. And Lee's like, oh, I'm really good at fixing things. I can fix this and give it back to her. And Ig, like, in his heart is like, no, because that's my chance to talk to her again. But he also owes this kid his life.
So he
and
owes
he's
her.
So he's
owes
like
him
a chance to talk to her. He's like,
but no, it's not a chance to talk to her.
It's her.
It's her.
Because he's like, Ig has put in his mind,
whoever gives the cross back
gets her.
Marin.
Gets Marin. Whoever gives her the necklace back gets to have her. And so he's like, I won't stand in the way of my new best friend having her. And so he's like, yeah, no, that's fine. Well, now him and Lee are BFFs. They hang out all the time.
Lee comes over to swim. They have these conversations. Lee talks about how he did a miracle one time by fixing the moon when he was a kid. Mm-hmm. And Ig just like says, oh, okay. Yeah. That's like, he doesn't even fade in his head because we're in Ig's POV for a lot of this. We do switch POVs sometimes. It's just like, yeah, that's seems accurate. Mm-hmm. And just goes with it.
Because Ig's so, and it comes back to this, because Marin says it later, but he is so ingrained in the Bible. Like, yeah, that makes sense. Miracles happen. That makes sense that you did that. He is so, like, Marin's like, I knew that fucking with you would be fun because you were absorbing everything.
Because that's right. She was bored as shit in church trying to make, like, time pass by fire and faster, goodness. Mm-hmm. And he's actually enraptured in the sermon.
Yeah, right. He's so absorbed. Like, he's taking it all in. He's enthralled with it. And so we, like, this flashback, I know you don't like the flashback, but what the flashback shows you is Ig is to the bone a good person. And that's like, it even says later in the book, which you brought up, before we even finished, the WWID, what would Ig do? Because Ig is just, he's an anomaly in how good he is. He does not have ill will. He is so grateful for things. And of course, he's still a kid, right? Yeah. He's a boy. Like, he like, in the quote unquote eyes of sin, like, you know, like, he lies and he lusts and all of that. But, like, at the root of it, he's a good kid. He's a great kid.
Yeah, and everyone hates him.
Why? Because he's good. He's like a true soul. So he's sensitive and he's like, and that's gay. And, like, you know, and he doesn't have he's not like lusting after everybody. And so that's gay. And, like, he doesn't fit what they think is normal. And so they think he's different, but he's just a good kid. And that's what it shows you. And he's just, like, not afraid. He's just like, yeah, whatever. Life is life and I'm here. Whatever. Like, when he goes down the the thing, he's just like, why would I be afraid? Like,
I mean, he's afeared for a second, and then he's like, I have to go now before I talk myself out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you know, like, he's still a kid, but he's a good kid, and it shows you that he is just like in the eyes of quote unquote religion, he's it, right? Like, he fits the bill of what they expect a God-fearing kid to be, right? Mm-hmm. And so, and then you get, because the comparison is Eric, who is violent and angry and, like, whatever, and Lee, who is very sexual and very greedy as a person. A very, very greedy person. And so, like, and then you have Glenna, which is the whore.
Are they supposed to be like the sins?
I don't think they're the same.
Pride, wrath, lust.
many are there? There's
Seven.
7, but I mean, like, kids, though. It's not 7 people.
Eric, Lee, Glenna, Terry, Ig,
Marin.
Marin. Well, I guess they can't do adultery.
That's not...
Wait,
Well,
that's not a
sin.
sin?
I mean, it's a sin. But
Wait, it's a commandment, right? I'm not Bible lore. The Bible myths. Okay, so we have Pride is Terry.
Mm-hmm.
Wrath would be Eric.
Mm-hmm.
Glenna would be Lust.
Mm-hmm. Lee is greed.
Greed. What are the other ones?
Sloth. Let's think of our anime.
Yeah, I was gonna say 7 Deadly Sins anime.
Pride, wrath, greed,
Gluttony.
lust, gluttony.
Gluttony. Actually, I feel like lust and gluttony kind of fit Glenna.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like she's both of those.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, but yeah, so it just kind of shows him interacting with everybody, and then he finally gets to the point where Terry goes and gets the cherry bomb for Ig that he's owed. And he's like, oh, I just kind of figured Eric forgot with all of the, all the dramatics that happened. And Terry's like, no, you fucking did the thing. You deserve to get paid.
He wasn't gonna pay up, and I made him.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna pay up, and I fucking made him. I hope he never becomes a cop. Foreshadowing. And then, like, he's like, oh, okay, cool. And then Lee's over one day and he's like, oh, sick. And they're like talking about the cherry bomb that he's gonna blow up. And Lee's like, oh, like, it'd be super cool to blow up a car. And then Glenna's like, brings it up the next day and is like, oh, like,
because, so, the way it works is that this entire time, Lee fixes the cross. He starts wearing the cross.
Mm-hmm.
And Ig is trying to figure out a way to get it back, but in his head, he's like, I'm the good guy of my own story, and the good guy wouldn't do this.
Mm-hmm.
So he has these weird mixed feelings about it. Well, they go to get a haircut, him and Terry, their mom is like,
yeah,
with them, and so she's leaning over, making sure his haircut is perfect, and Glenna knocks on the window, and he has to go out to talk to her, and she tells him that Lee is not poor. The reason she knows him is that her dad does their lawn. They live in the rich Heights area, and Ig has his mind rocked by finding out that Lee is rich.
Yeah, and she's like, well, did he tell you that? Like, did he tell you that he was poor? And Ig's like, No, he didn't. I just kind of assumed he was. And Glenna's like, yeah, no, he has money. And then tells him that they're going out to wherever, and her uncle has cars. And he's like, oh, like, could you blow one up? And she's like, yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna miss it. Like, it just sits back there. And so he's like, oh, cool.
You should tell Lee that.
You should tell Lee that. You should tell Lee
They're
about
gonna
that.
do a bonfire.
Yeah, they're gonna do a bonfire. And he's like, oh, you should tell Lee about that. And then, obviously continues with the haircut. And then the next day when he sees Lee, he's like, hey, they're talking about the,
they're in the pool.
Yeah, they're talking about the bonfire with the cars and stuff. And Lee's like, oh, it'd be super cool to blow up a car. And he's like, Ig's like, I'd be willing to trade the cherry bomb for the necklace.
and they trade.
Lee's like, oh, hey man, if I would have known that you felt like that about her, like
I would have given it back. All you had to do was ask.
Yeah, all you had to do was ask. Like, I'm kind of, like, I think she's cute, but, like, you seem into her, so, like, that's cool. You go after her.
Yeah, you're my best friend. You go for it.
Yeah, go after it. And he's like, oh my god, thank you. What a wonderful guy. He's a lifesaver. He's kind. He's generous. He's smart. Look at this beautiful, beautiful boy. I love him. Anything else in life that he wants, I'm willing to give him. And then, he finally, like, he gets to talk to Mary. Oh, no, he learns Morse code!
Yeah, so he's learning Morse code because he believes his dad that Marin was doing Morse code to him. She isn't at church the next Sunday. He asks the women that were with him, with her family, and because he thought they were aunts, they're not. Her family is moving down from Rhode Island. They just came to church to check out the town, and they're buying a house and blah, blah, blah. But she'll be back the next Sunday. So Ig had that whole plan to get the cross before next Sunday came around because she was gone for an entire week. So he gets it, like, the week right before she comes back. And I lost my train of thought.
He learned Morse code.
He learns Morse code and then writes it in the back of his Neil Diamond Bible.
If that doesn't tell you what kind of place this is, I feel like nothing will.
And it's not actually a Neil Diamond Bible. It's just insanely intricate and beautiful, and he wanted or got it from Bible trivia, and so he writes it in the back to remember what he wants to tell her. And so then he flashes her with the necklace the next day at church and gives her the whole thing. And Lee sits in front of them and they have like a whole like, you win some, you lose some, like type of conversation. She then ignores him for like the rest of church. They have a whole thing where they're just like, oh, I know you're there, but I'm not gonna look at you type deal.
And then he starts flashing her with the cross like she did with him.
Mm-hmm. Very deliberately.
Yeah,
like,
Morris.
I'm sorry, not deliberately. Very, like, he's like, I have to get this right because this is my only chance. Like, he
Yeah.
has to be so cautious with it. And what ends up, they stop looking at each other. By the end of church, she, like, gestures at him to, like, wait. And so he has to fake going to the bathroom because he's like, a boy can only fake tying his shoes so many times before someone gets suspicious. So he waits for her. She comes up, they do, like, they talk.
It's so cute. Oh my god. I was like, this is first love shit to a T, right? And, cause she's like, oh, I got your necklace. And she's like, oh, thanks, Ig, you know? And he's like, how do you know my name? And she's like, oh, well, and he's like, it's okay, I asked your name too.
Marin.
Hi, Marin, I know your name too.
I asked around as well.
And so they're like both all awkward about like, obviously they were like, oh, I want to know more about this person, but they're so awkward. And she's like, oh, hey, I didn't see your name on the blood drive sign up sheet. And he's like, oh my god, she looked for my name on the sign up sheet. It's so cute.
And he brings up the Morse code thing and she's like, what are you talking about?
Oh yeah. And he's like, oh, because I thought you said us.
No, he doesn't tell her that, though.
No.
In his head, he's like, oh, I thought she flashed us. And so he can't tell her what he flashed her. So he's like, it's yours. Or I have this, or something like that. Like, just Morse coded that.
Mm-hmm.
And then this flashback is just so long, I think, is the thing.
It is. It's the entirety of Lee, Ig, and Marin. You're getting their entire backstory, essentially.
Yes, and then we get them, like, at the blood drive and how they find the treehouse and they fuck in the treehouse and...
The blood drive happens, and while they're at the blood drive, Terry comes running in and is like, did you give it to him? Did you give it to him? And Ig's like, oh my god, Lee.
He doesn't even have to ask.
He doesn't even have to ask. He knows it's Lee. And he's like, oh my god, what the fuck happened? And he's like, they were down there and he went to go, like, they were gonna blow up a car, but it didn't go off. And so
he thought the fuse went out, so he's gonna go check it.
And it hit him in the eye. He might be blind.
He got a glass sliver is what they call it.
Yeah.
In his eye. And in the movie, they have him blow up 2 fingers and it's not relevant at all.
It's very relevant in the book.
Yes, the eye thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know why they changed it because in the movie they just give him like little fake knuckle things, like to make it pretend he doesn't have 2 fingers, but like it's very relevant for the eye thing.
Yeah,
because they talk about how it's like the dead eye and how can it see things. It's weird.
Yeah, so he's like,
because it doesn't go milky, it goes like sky blue instead.
Yeah, because it pierced it, and so like it's only partly blind. He said it's like looking through a soapy, like super soapy film.
Yeah, like he can see shapes.
Yeah, vague shapes. But yeah, and Ig's like, oh my god. I did this to him. I was selfish and I traded Marin for this, and goes, like, has an existential crisis about it. Mm-hmm.
Tells Marin.
Well,
because she wants to go check on Lee as well.
Yes. And, she's like, don't mind me just trying to find it.
Ig tells her pretty much, I traded the cherry bomb for you. And she looks at him and says, do you really think that's how this works? I left the cross for you. I don't care about Lee. Like, not, like, doesn't care about him in a romantic sense. Obviously, they're friends, but she's like, I left it for you to find because I'm interested in you. So it's a whole thing. Like, yeah.
Well, and then, so he goes to the hospital to see Lee all the time, and, oh, and Terry once again is like, you're gonna have to make sure he keeps his mouth shut about where he got that from. And Ig's just like having this like mental breakdown of like, oh my god, I can't believe I did that to Lee. I can't believe I did that to my best friend. I can't believe I did this. This is my fault. He's gonna be blind. He saved my life and now he's blind. Like,
I repay him by making him blind.
I repay him by making him blind. And then that's why he tells Marin, he's like, you can't go to the hospital with me because like that'd be rubbing it in his face more. I've already made him blind. I can't now rub it in his face that I got you and he didn't. And she's like, whoa, what the fuck? But yeah, and so and Marin's like, whoa, chill the fuck out, Terry. Like, he's having a fucking asthma attack.
Oh yeah, so goodness, I almost said Glenna. Marin becomes this like shield for Ig, where Terry's like getting up in Ig's face and she tells him, hey, calm down, let him catch his breath, and Terry's taken aback because no one ever sticks up for Ig. And she becomes this like wall and shield of, no, like, give him a second to breathe. She becomes Ig's backbone and protector. And you see that, like, translate through the book, and you don't see it more prevalent than right here. Like, this is, oh, lift my desk.
No, I'm sorry.
I'll have to fix that.
Well, what also happens during this hospital stay is they find out that Lee has been stealing.
Oh, that's right. That's the biggest thing is Lee stole the magazines, stole the board, there's a whole thing about Glenna having a leather jacket, stole a $200 leather jacket for her. He's a master manipulator and liar. Everything everyone knew about him was a lie. Yeah. And so when Ig goes to check on him at home, Lee thinks they're not going to be friends anymore, and he thought that Ig was coming over to ask for the money back, and he's like, dude, no, I don't care. Like, we're best friends.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, Lee's like, oh, so you know everything? And Ig's like, I don't care. You pulled me out of the river, and that's all I need to know. And then he's like, oh, Lee's crying, and he's like, okay, do you want your stuff back then? Your CDs? Do you want the money back? And he's like, no. He's like, then why are you here? And he's like, because you're my friend and I care about you. And Lee's crying blood.
Oh, yeah.
He starts crying blood out of his fucking broken eye.
Yeah.
And then Lee's like, oh, she's not gonna let you hang out with me anymore. And he's like, my mom? He's all, no, Marin's not gonna want to hang out with, like, let you hang out with me anymore. And he's like, no, she cares about you too. Cause they've been hanging out all together.
Yeah,
they're
like
a trio.
the three of them.
And she's like, no, she's worried about you too. Like, she's worried about you. And then, this is what I was looking for. And he's like, oh, I know why this happened. And he's like, that's a shitty, accident. That's all. And Lee shook his head and he's all, it was to remind me.
Oh. That makes sense. That comes up later. Mm-hmm. So we get all of that. All of that is a flashback. We get just under, like, this whole thing of how they actually became friends. This is also part of Lee's redemption arc. Mm-hmm. So after this moment, moving forward, Lee has, like, a 180, and he becomes, like, a God-fearing man and preaches at camp about how he, like, had this really shitty childhood.
He was a sinner, but he saw the light.
And he turned it around and becomes the golden child now. Mm-hmm. Like, everyone loves a redemption story.
Mm-hmm. He is the it boy of the church.
Mm-hmm. And so now all three of them, again, he preaches about how he was a shitty kid, and now, you know, going forward, this is how he changed his life around, and Ig and Marin are camp counselors, and we get this whole idealistic viewpoint of the world. Mm-hmm. I think that's all in the flashback, right? And then we move, we get the treehouse next?
No, we go to the...
And this is why we don't do video.
Oh, yeah. He was getting hungry, and it's a flashback to, their breakup.
So we go back to Ig in present day, whose
grandma is at the bottom of the hill, and he's like, fuck, I'm kind of hungry.
And he ends up driving, not really thinking about it, to the diner where they had they saw each other last and they broke up. So we get the flashback of what happened there was he gets there. In the movie, they make it like
he was going to propose. Yeah. It's not like that in the book. They're just meeting up. It's his last night
before he goes to England.
Yeah, because he accepted a job there after Marin insisted that he take this job because it's his dream job.
And then she was supposed to follow in 6 months, and this whole, like, they had everything planned out, and she breaks up with him, saying, you deserve better. You need to, you've only ever been with one girl. You need to know, you need to experience other girls. You need to experience life. I don't want to be the reason for your regrets.
Yeah, like, I want you, well, and she's like, I want you to go find somebody else. I want you to, I want you to be happy with somebody else because I don't want to be the reason that you have regrets when we're older, because nobody does this. Nobody stays with one person their whole life. This is weird, and you're gonna hate me for it later. And he's like, what the fuck? Like, we were talking about getting married and having kids, like, a couple weeks ago. Like, what the fuck is your difference? And she's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we've been talking about this for so long. We were kids when we got together. Like, we shouldn't have planned our whole lives out when we were 15. Like,
and she says, I don't even know if I want kids. And he says, you sounded pretty sure the last 8,000 times we talked about it.
Yeah, like, we've planned our whole life together. Why are you doing this now? And she's like, I just can't do this anymore. And he's like, oh my God, you're fucking somebody else. And she's like, no. And he's like, are you seeing somebody? And she's like, well, yeah.
They had like a lunch, they've had a few lunch dates.
Yeah, they've had a few lunch dates. And he's like, how far has it gone? And she's like, no, like, we've just met up. And he's like, but you wanted to go further. And she's like crying. And she's like, please, like, why are you asking all these questions? And he's like, because I need it to be easier to hate you. Yeah. I need a reason to hate you. And that was heartbreaking. And so she's like, you know, crying and sobbing, and she goes up to go to the bathroom. They get asked to leave because they've
been downing beers and martinis.
Yeah, they're in the middle of a fucking restaurant. It's
like a dive bar.
Yeah, and so they get asked to leave. And so Ig leaves her there. He's like, you know what? Fuck you. Leaves her there.
And it's pouring rain. He backs into a telephone pole.
Yeah.
Fucking drives, almost crashes. So he pulls off the road and sleeps in his car, and that's the last time we saw Marin.
And yeah, cause she's standing out there, and he's like, he's like having this battle with himself. He's like, I need to turn around. I need to go get her. How the fuck did I just leave her out in the rain? And then he's like, no, I did exactly what the fuck she asked me to do. She wants me gone. I'll be gone. Like, how dare she fucking do this to me? I love her.
Yeah.
Why can't she, like, why won't she love me? And so he's like having this battle with himself. And then, so yeah, he finally pulls over and, falls asleep in his car near the foundry.
Yep.
Which is, you find out where they found Marin's body a few hours later. And so he's there at the place,
present time. He goes to the diner, doesn't want to talk to anyone because he's sick of hearing everyone's deepest, darkest thoughts. It's dark enough that when he walks in, and it's a seat yourself type thing, that he can sneak into a booth that a family left like pizza and stuff, and he's just like eating their leftover food. When the waitress, who is the same waitress that served them that night of the breakup, comes in, freaks out because of the horns and the shadow and how it all looks, and then like there's an initial freak out, and then there's the blank, like, coming to the horns and the horns taking power. He says the horns have taken effect because they get just kind of blank about it and spill their secrets. And you find out she lied to the cops. They didn't believe her because they found out that she lied about because other patrons at the diner. She lied saying that Ig dragged Marin into his car, that he was screaming that he was going to kill her, strangle her, all this kind of stuff. And that directly contradicted what the other patrons at the bar said, that Ig drove away and she was standing outside, and so they actually didn't take her seriously. In the movie, they took her seriously, which again is a weird change. And then how she's a pathological liar. She didn't want someone to get away with it. So at first you're on her side because she's like, I just didn't want another guy to get away with it. Apparently her dad was really shitty and like beat up her mom, and so she didn't want to see that happen again.
No, that's not even what happened. Her dad wasn't even abusive. He just left.
Oh. I thought he was abusive.
No, he's just like, I didn't want to see another liar. It's okay when I lie, but not when other people lie.
That's right. And then, so you get all of that, but the end of it is like, oh, but I'm really pretty and wanted to be on TV.
Yeah.
I wanted to be the star witness at your trial.
So after he leaves there, he's angry enough, and he's like, okay, so I need to come up with a plan to murder Lee. That's just what it's gonna have to come down to. I'm gonna kill Lee. He killed Marin. I'm gonna kill Lee.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like, okay, I got my tire iron, but that might be too quick. I wanted, like thinking of all these things that he wants to do to Lee. Well, then, he rolls up on the congressman's office where Lee works, and Eric is security there.
He's a state trooper there.
Oh, I misunderstood that then.
He is, because it's like when we went to the courthouse, you know how they have he's a state trooper stationed at the congressman's office.
Yep.
And Ig hasn't been there in over a year, and he's like, I don't remember there being security and a metal detector and all the stuff. He doesn't take the tire iron, he takes a flare and decides that he's going to burn Lee's face off with it.
Yep. And then he runs into, he's like trying to get Lee to come out, and so he tells the receptionist, like, tell Lee I know what he did. It's Ig. Come talk to me. And then he runs into Eric, and Eric's like, man, I actually liked that you killed her. Fuck her. She was too perfect. Like, everyone, Black and Bob, Marin, yada, yada, yada. And your fucking family was just so, like your reputation, you ruined your family's reputation, and that brought Terry down a fucking peg, and he really pissed me off with how much better he thought than he was than me. And
yeah.
So, like, you ruined your family's reputation, so good job, my guy. I want to kill you still, but, like, good job for ruining Terry's life.
Oh, and he gets caught on the security camera, but it's this weird, like, warp distortion only around him to where, like, he's normal 1 second and then he has horns the next, and it's like this weird, like, warble effect, which I would have loved to see in the movie.
I know, that would have been pretty sick. And he's like, oh, so, because Ig shows up to the congressman's office in a jacket in 90-degree weather, and Eric's like, so, you got a weapon in there, right? Something happened. You're gonna do something. And Ig's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And he's like,
go through the metal detector. And he's like, I'm not going in anywhere. He can meet me outside.
Yeah, and goes outside.
Almost drops the flare. And I'm like, Ig's not a smart man.
No.
Okay. So he waits outside, and he doesn't even think Lee's gonna come out. But Lee does, with Eric standing outside the building with his arms like this, and he notices that his gun is unholstered and that Eric's holding the gun.
Yeah. And so Lee comes out and is like, hey, so you know, and Ig's like, yeah, I fucking know.
And he's like, yeah, I didn't know Glenna meant so much to you.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not trying to make excuses. I know it's the wrong thing to do. And things got out of hand. And he's like, he's like, I feel lousy about it, but at the same time, you don't need her in her life, Ig. You're better off without her. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like,
Glenna. She blew me in the parking lot.
And he's like getting all angry, and he's like, I didn't know you cared so much. Like, she's trash. She's has a good heart, but Glenna's always been trash. And it was like, what the fuck? Oh my god, I'm not talking about the fucking, because Glenna had sucked his dick in the parking lot while they were dating. And he's like, oh my god, I'm not fucking talking about that. I'm talking about Marion. I'm talking about how the fuck how could you kill her? And he's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And he's like, you killed her. I know you killed her. Terry told me you killed her. And he's like, Terry better not be saying anything about that, because I have a reputation to uphold, and Terry's got a big fucking mouth, and I don't know why he's lying about that. And Nick's like, I know he's not lying. And he's like, really? Well, who's gonna believe you guys?
Who is gonna believe you over me?
Yeah.
So Ig through this whole interaction, he can't manipulate Lee. Lee can't see the horns.
Yeah. So he's like, Ig like stands up and he's like, wait, because I thought he... Oh, yeah, the horns. And so the eye is the thing that... This is where the eye becomes, like, really prevalent.
He gets something, and Lee gets something in his good eye and is rubbing it, and is, like, looking at Ig with his bad eye, and the way they talk about it is so weird.
Yeah, it says, this is, the quote says... And for the first time, Ig understood what was so terrible about the eye, what had always been so terrible about it. It wasn't that it was dead, is that it was just occupied with other matters, as if there were two Lees. The first was the man who'd been Ig's friend. And The second was a person who gazed at the world around him with the empathy of a trout.
So it's more important than the freaking fingers. I don't get it.
Yeah, and so, Ig's like, she was your friend. Why? How could you fucking rape and kill her? And he's like, let's get one fucking thing straight.
It's not rape when she wanted it.
It's not rape when she wanted it. Which, and he's like, no, she might have slept with somebody else, but she definitely wasn't fucking sleeping with you. Like, I know that for a fact. And cause Lee's like, I know you guys were breaking up. Like, I'm the one that she was breaking up with you for. And he's like, no.
No, it wasn't you.
No. I know it's not you. And so
Lee tries to come up on him.
Yeah.
And he knocks him with the car door. A knife slides across the parking lot. Lee screams for Eric that he has a knife, and Ig peels out of the parking lot.
Well, no, because he says that he's gonna, because Ig doesn't care at first. He's like, I don't give a fuck. And he's like, well, what's gonna happen is you're gonna die, and then I'm gonna tell people that Terry did it. So Terry's gonna go down for the murder because I have proof.
He's a sociopath.
Yeah. So yeah, so then he's like, running around.
Yeah, he peels out of the parking lot.
He peels around the parking lot.
Yeah, he peels out of the parking lot, and Eric, like, aims like he's gonna shoot him, but doesn't shoot at the car. From here, he goes to
The foundry.
He goes to the foundry first? So he goes to the foundry. This entire time, there have been, like, snakes around as well. Just here and there, and he's kind of been trying to ignore them. Goes to the foundry, which this took me a second to understand how it's laid out. The entryway, like, one of the doors, the main door into the foundry has kind of been eroded away. So you have to hoist yourself up. It's like 4 or 5 feet off the ground. So you have to pull yourself up into this open archway to get into the foundry. And there's no roof anymore. So it's just a building. And Ig even talks about how it's hard to picture an inside and outside when everything is technically on the outside. Does he see more snakes in here?
Mm-hmm.
There's more snakes. Then he climbs his way into the furnace because there's a mattress and a pea-stained stinky blanket in there with some candles, and he has a matchbook that has Lucifer on it, and he lights the candles.
Yeah, and he's just kind of sitting there. The snakes keep following him, and he gets pissed off. I just had to reskim real quick. He gets pissed off, and he's all, go anywhere fucking else, like, trying to get these snakes to leave him alone. He finally turns his phone on and listens to his voicemails. They're about,
Vera, which is really weird. They call their grandma Vera the entire time.
Yeah, they never say grandma. They say Vera.
The only time they call her grandma is the first introduction of her, and then both Terry and Ig call her Vera.
Yeah.
And so it's mom calling about grandma being in the hospital. It's dad calling about grandma being in the hospital. Why aren't you answering mom? It's Terry calling about not answering mom or dad, and grandma's in the hospital. Also, didn't we talk? Why can't I remember if we talked?
Yeah.
Why don't I remember?
And then it's Glenna. Hey, your brother stopped by. He's looking for you.
Your grandma's in the hospital.
You need to contact somebody. And, yeah, like nothing ever happened between anybody. Terry's the only one that was like, I feel like we talked, but I can't remember about what. That was weird.
So we learned the other side effect of the horns is no one remembers the interaction. The actual interaction of Ig existing with them talking about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the main effects of the horns we have so far.
Yep.
He passes out in here.
Yeah, he falls asleep at the foundry, and he wakes up to the bullies, the kids.
Oh, yeah, he wakes up to screaming, and there's like a 15-year-old boy getting knelt on naked, getting cigarette burns by 3 other guys. He comes out and yells at them, and he grabs a pitchfork and turns Ig into the devil. Also, Ig has a goatee, so it's even worse. He's got the goatee, he's got the horns, and now
he's balding. He's receding. His hairline.
It has been.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he started growing out the facial hairs, because he was balding. All men we know, actually, besides one, grows out facial hair when they're losing their hair. So he's got a goatee instead of the full beard, which gives you the stereotypical devil look. He goes out, yells at the kids, makes them piss themselves, does the whole
get the fuck out of here,
Yeah,
how dare you? And then
the kid getting burned is pissed because it was hazing for him to join the swim club.
he's like, how fucking dare you ruin that? I was just, all it took was a little hazing, and then I would have been on the swim team. And then so he's like, I should probably go back, get some stuff from the apartment. Glenna should be at the salon by now. I should
get some food, get some change of clothes, all that kind of stuff. So he goes to the apartment, doesn't find it weird, or he clocks a few things that are a little weird, like the door is unlocked, but Glenna could have been in a rush. The blinds are closed, but that probably means she's still home. Because he's gathering around these things and noticing that, holy shit, none of this stuff is his. It's all hers, except an oar that he had from camp and a few CDs or something. He goes into the bedroom as a toilet flushes, and Eric comes out wearing the nylon gloves. Eric is searching the place for him, looking for I don't know what else.
Yeah.
They tussle and fight, and, you know, Eric gets taken over by the horns and has this whole interaction about how Lee sent him after Ig, and I get the fight, there's a gun, shit goes off, Ig he was making himself boiled eggs, he grabs the boiling water and splashes it on Eric, who is completely bald, and just burns half of his face with it, and then books it out of the apartment.
And then he's like, oh, you know what, it's probably a place that's probably unoccupied that I can eat? My parents' house, because my grandmother's in the hospital, and it's her birthday!
It's her 80th birthday! Everyone should be gone! I'll get the rest of my important stuff that he left there, I'll raid the fridge because they won't even care, and then I can go.
Yeah, so he's like eating food, and then he goes upstairs.
He chugs half a gallon, he pulls up a chair to the fridge.
Yeah.
Is chugging milk, just eating straight from the fridge.
He ate deviled eggs, which I thought was so funny.
He does, and he's like, and they were 666 times better
than what I would have made.
Yeah.
Yep. They were 666 times better than anything I could have made.
And then he hears a voice, and he's like, what the fuck, why is everyone... Oh, because he saw Terry's Mercedes, he's rented Mercedes, and he just assumed they all took one car. Well, Terry is in a Benadryl-induced sleep in his bedroom, because, again, all of his allergies, all of that kind of thing, and, you know, sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
The whole thing with Benadryl. Apparently, when he takes Benadryl, he sleep talks and have really intense dreams, and so he's talking about John Simmons, I think?
Keith Richards.
Oh.
Keith Simmons? I don't know. Anyways, he's talking about somebody. And Ig even has like this moment where he's like, hates Terry because he's like,
you're thinking of all of this amazing, nice things back home when I'm going through hell.
Yeah.
You don't care that grandma's in the hospital. You don't care that my life is falling apart. You don't care about anything but yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And he took a knife with him, by the way.
Yeah.
The biggest knife in the kitchen.
And he's like thinking about killing him.
Just stabbing it between his ribs and putting his knee on his chest and just how it could be easy. He doesn't. He ends up touching Terry.
Yeah, Terry grabs him.
Is it a handshake?
No, it like grabs his wrist, I think. Because he thinks he's like having his weird sleep thing, and when he grabs like whatever they touch, he sees the events
of Marin
dying. He sees the whole thing
from Terry's POV.
And oh, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry.
No,
go ahead. Terry, Lee took Terry out. They went to go see some old friends, were drinking by the side of the river. He was token up. He got hella crossfaded. In the movie, they make him like a hardcore druggie. In the book, he just drinks and smokes pot.
Yeah.
Like in the movie, he's taking acid and shrooms and coke and going off the deep end. It's again the weird changes that happen. Not that I mind that one, because that one was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like how they show that in the movie. I don't know if you saw that part or not. It was wild. Talk about a bad trip. Handful of shrooms.
Oh my god.
Takes all of the tablets, all of the pills he has, and just.
Well, yeah,
crazy.
I feel like that kind of makes sense, though.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, Terry ends up passing out in the back of, or in the front seat of Lee's caddy, and they're driving down a road he doesn't know, and it's just like, oh, Lee's got me, it's fine. And then he wakes up to them pulling up to the diner.
And well, because they're talking, he's like, do you think Ig and Marin are still at the pit, which is the diner? And Terry's like, I don't fucking know. And he's like, I know it's their last night. And he's like, oh, so you know, she told you
that she's breaking up with him.
And Terry's like, no, I mean, like, this is the last night before he goes to England. What the fuck do you mean she's breaking up with him? And he's like, yeah, she told me that she's breaking up with him tonight, and I told her to call me if she needs a ride home.
But she hasn't
called me. And so Terry's like, okay, then she's probably doesn't need a fucking ride home. And he's like, I don't know, it's raining, and
if she wouldn't want to go with Ig if he's angry.
Yeah, so like, I'm just gonna swing by. If his car is still there, then we can go, but whatever. And so they pull up, and Marin's standing outside.
Under a tree, freaking
it's
crying.
It's downpouring.
Yeah. Terry jumps in the back of the caddy, hitting his head because Lee shoves him back because it's taking too long.
Yeah, well, because it seems like, from Terry's point of view, he's like, I was getting back in the seat anyways. From Lee's point of view later, he was like, Marin has to sit in the front seat. And so he's like fucking shoving Terry in the back. Like, you're not going to pop the seat up for her. Even though I wasn't even getting out to do that anyways.
He also, from Lee's POV, he's taking too long because he's so crossfaded that he can't. And in Terry's POV, he's like trying to be careful and is super motion sick.
Yeah.
But he gets shoved in the ass, hits his head on a metal toolbox.
And is like bleeding.
And he's just whatever. And he crawls in the backseat and it's just like, everything needs to stop moving.
And Marin jumps in the car and she's crying and she's cold and she's cut, like, just, it's been
shivering.
rained on.
The AC's on full blast, all of this stuff. Terry's kind of in and out of it, and the POV difference here is wild because Terry's mind, Marin has always been off limits. He's never seen her as anything more than a friend. As soon as Ig set his sights on her, that's his, like, little sister. Mm-hmm. Never had any sexual fantasies about her, wouldn't even, like, allow himself to touch her in any way. He takes off his sports coat, gives it to her because she's shivering. Lee finally notices that she's shivering, turns down the AC. But from Lee's POV later, he sees every movement that Terry is doing to Marin as a sexual act that he's trying to jump in right as soon as Ig is gone. This is his moment. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is just a prize to be won.
Yeah, and so, and they, so yeah, he wants
to take, they drive, Terry passes out in the backseat again. Yeah, there's a whole thing about Marin being like, your head, touching him, making sure he's okay, cleaning him up a little bit, and then Terry passes out in the backseat.
No, he's like fucked up in the backseat, and then Marin's like, they're driving, and she's like,
he passes out, and then when he wakes up again,
Marin's throwing up.
They pulled over, she's throwing up, Lee gets out, hands her his gym bag so she can go change because it's come down to like a drizzle, it's barely even rain. Oh no, and it's not even raining, it's just the water falling from the leaves now. Mm-hmm. So she runs off into the forest to go change into the dry clothes. And Lee's just kind of like staring after her, and Terry's like, okay, he's got this, goes back to sleep. Mm-hmm. And he also, again, is super motion sickness, and now he's thinking about his show.
Yeah.
He's like, I just need something to not make me throw up. And so he's thinking about what music he should play in his show, who the next guest should be, all that kind of stuff. And when he wakes up again, Marin's not there, and they're driving, and he's like, oh, did we take care of Marin? And he says, yes, we took care of her.
And there's a rock in the front seat.
There's a rock on him.
Oh, that's right. There's a rock on
his sports coat with the rock. And he's like, it means something from her. I don't know what it is. I can't get the joke yet. And then he like wipes his hand off on his shirt because it's sticky and muddy. And then he goes back to sleep. And the next time he wakes up, he's still in the backseat of the caddy. Lee is smoking, like chain smoking on his porch. And Lee explains that they killed Marin together. Mm-hmm. They go through this whole thing of what actually happened. Not from Lee's point of view, but from Terry's point of view. Lee says there are two options. Either we killed her together, or if I did it, then someone else did it. And gives Terry two options, pretty much saying if Terry calls the cops right now, because Terry gets out and is trying to call the cops for her, says that if you bring me down, I'm taking you down with me. Mm-hmm. And you can kiss everything goodbye. But if you just let it go, and let me say my piece, then
someone else will go down for this.
And it's fine. And he says, Ig will be blamed for it, but there's zero evidence, none of the forensics are gonna match, blah, 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 blah. We're fine. Mm-hmm. And so Terry lets it go.
Yeah, he blackmails Terry into letting it go. Because you can either be a cripple or a coward your whole life.
Interesting.
It comes back a lot.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. Here. Mm-hmm. Dang.
And then, that's the flashback
that Ig sees from Terry's POV, who's still passed out.
And he's like, I feel really bad that I wanted to kill him. How could I even think about killing my brother? And then, Terry's like, Mom, is that you? And Ig he can like copy voices.
He can mimic voices now because the devil can speak like anyone.
Yeah.
Or the devil has multiple tongues. I can't remember how it's phrased.
But, so yeah, he can mimic, so he, like, sends Terry to sleep and is like, you need to go, like, there's nothing else left for you to do here, you need to go back to work.
Do what you want.
Do what you want.
Is the phrasing, and that's why it's important, because he says, do what you really want, go home.
Because, that was a big point that we kind of missed in the fight, is because that's when, Egg finds out he can't make people do things that they don't want to do. He can only encourage them to complete their desires. So, like, he tells Eric, he's like, you don't want to hurt me. And he's all, the fuck I do. Yes, I do. He's like, you won't attack me. And Eric's like, yeah, I will.
Yeah, so he can only enhance desires. He can't change someone's mind completely. Who is it? Is it Marin's dad? Later? He tells someone to run off with their mistress.
No, that's, I don't know.
It is Marin's dad. Because he tells Marin's dad that she's sleeping with the father.
Yeah, but not because Marin's dad did have a singular affair, but it's the,
that's also later.
It's a shopkeep.
Oh, at
he went to the grocery store.
He goes to the grocery store, and the shopkeep's wife has Alzheimer's, and he loves her, but wants to shove her down the stairs so he doesn't have to deal with this anymore. And he promised her he would never put her in a home, but there's this lady down south that he wants to go live with, and so he enhances his desire to put his wife in a home, and then fakes his voice again to be the woman he's never even heard her voice of before, because he tells the shopkeep to answer the phone. Your phone's ringing, answer the phone, and the shopkeep, like, looks at it weird and is like, hello? So he's learning, like, the limitations of the horns and what he can do and stuff, and so instead of killing his wife, he says, pick the sin we can both live with, which is putting his wife in a home and then coming down to live with her. From here, do we go back to the foundry? We should have wrote a timeline. I didn't write a timeline for this. We were busting our asses to get through this book. We put it off a little too long. And like I said, I didn't enjoy the first chunk of it. It took me a second to power through.
Oh, this is where it starts to get for realsies. This is the part where it gets
gory as fuck?
No, this is where it starts to get
Is this where he starts preaching to the
snakes? Yes. So he starts preaching to the snakes.
From his house, he took the Neil Diamond Bible.
Yep.
And he starts reading it in his... he lives in the chimney now. And so in the furnace, the blast furnace where the mattress is, he lives in there now. And he shuts it, and the snakes can't get in there. And so he reads something in the Bible, and then he comes out and starts preaching to the snakes, and...
Yeah, so some of it's kind of crazy. So it's like, the soul is never destroyed, the soul goes on forever. It's like pi.
An irrational number.
It's irrational, incapable of being made into fraction, impossible to divide. The soul would be no good to the devil if it could be destroyed, and it's not lost when placed in Satan's care, as it is so often said.
He explains that the devil and God work together.
This is the part that needs to be brought up, because this is the thing that made me go, oh shit, this is like, there's a lot of hate here. Not like wrong, but like there's a lot of hate here. Satan has long been known as the adversary, but God fears women even more than he fears the devil. And it is right too. She, with her power to bring life into the world, was truly made in the image of the Creator, not man, and in all ways has proved herself a more deserving object of a man's worship than Christ.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Where a woman offers a different sort of salvation, more immediate and fulfilling. They don't need to put off their love for a distant, ill-defined eternity, but make a gift of it in the here and now, frequently to those who deserve it least. Satan came to the first man in the form of a snake and whispered to Adam that true happiness was not to be found in prayer, but in Eve's cunt.
Yeah, it goes off on a whole thing of how that, and then how Satan and God actually work the same side of the street, because if Satan wasn't God's helper or whatever, he wouldn't take care of the souls, he wouldn't punish those who are evil. It's a whole thing, and he's preaching to the snakes there are like hundreds of them now, and they're writhing in like rapture as he speaks, and this one viper comes up and she has a rattle on her, and all of the snakes are women, by the way, wraps around him, and he just like lets her wrap around him and like slither on his body, and he's hated the snakes from the beginning. He keeps telling them to get away, and now he's he's preaching to them, and this is his flock, his lambs.
I'm sorry, some of the fucking lines in here are insane.
No, yeah, I'm saying you have to read this.
Yeah, so, only the devil loves humans for what they are and rejoices in their cunning schemes against themselves, their shameless curiosity, their lack of self-control, their impulses,
their sins.
Yeah. Sorry. Only the devil operates within reason, promising to punish those who would make earth itself hell for those who dare to love and feel. I don't claim that God is dead. I tell you he's alive, but in no position to offer salvation, being damned himself for his criminal indifference. He was lost the moment he demanded fealty and worship before he would offer his protection.
Yeah, it goes in on, you're correct, and the religious fuck yous in this is crazy.
It's a big one.
So after the whole sermon, what is he doing now?
He falls asleep. He gives this whole sermon about, I feel like he's kind of beginning to accept.
Oh, at this point, he is accepting that he is the devil.
He is the devil. His horns have grown. His hair's almost gone. His goatee, he's becoming, accepting the devil more. And what happens is he's still in the foundry and a hand reaches in. The thing that wakes him up is Lee finding him in the foundry. And
what? Okay, so but there's another flashback of the treehouse that we haven't talked about.
It hasn't happened yet.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Mm-mm.
Jesus. Okay, so Lee finds him in the foundry and kicks the shit out of him, beats him the fuck up, sets him on fire.
Yeah, drags him to his car, which he calls the gremlin.
It's a gremlin.
Yeah.
It's the model.
Oh, well, he just calls it the gremlin, though.
Where's my phone? Look up a gremlin.
Okay. Your phone?
Oh, my phone.
Is there. Okay.
Why are you in Google?
Because it's easier. Oh, it's cute! I like it! It's kind of ugly.
Yeah, it's not a good car.
Oh, but I like it.
You just like ugly cars.
I do like ugly cars. Anyways, I just like something that has a little pizzazz.
Yeah, so that's the model of car. When he says the gremlin, it's because it's the model. It's like calling it the Civic.
I like just to give it as the gremlin because it's a gremlin. But yeah, fucking Lee finds Egg, pulls him out, and is like, man, I thought Eric was gonna, get the best of you, but Glenna called me a couple hours ago and was like, oh my god, someone broke into my fucking house, it's trash, I don't know where Egg's at, have you seen him, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, and you fucked up Eric really bad.
He doesn't remember anything that happened except that you tossed boiling water on him, so I don't know what's going on here, but
it's gotta be something to go with those horns, right? It must be those horns. And
he still can't see them, but he could see them on the videotape, and he could, with his bad eye, can see the shadow of him having horns.
Mm-hmm.
He beats the shit out of him, sets him on fire,
throws him in his car, sets the car on fire,
saying he's always wanted to do this. Ig finds out, because this is also where Ig pulls off the necklace. He realizes it's Marin's necklace and is able to pull it off of Lee, who then starts actually seeing the horns, and Lee doesn't really change.
No. He's like, holy shit, what happened to you?
Yeah, look at those. And he drags him by the horns.
Mm-hmm.
They have a whole big fight, sets it on fire. Ig tries to get out of the car. Lee slams the door on him. He puts it in neutral and lets it roll down the Evel Knievel hill, crashing into the water, saving himself.
I was say, yeah, Ig sets it and
puts it in neutral, and yeah, he's able to roll down the hill, getting he calls it a baptism by fire, too, and then he crashes into there. He gets pulled out of the water by some water snakes. And
his skin's all red now.
It's all red. He has no hair except his goatee. And
he's naked.
He's naked, but he's healed.
But he's healed.
So he finds out fire can heal him. Well, there is a blue skirt, a trench coat, and a sock hanging from a tree that he's like, well, this is what we're gonna do. So he puts on the skirt and then puts on the sock on his little wiener. So
Wiener.
his little wiener.
Because he's self-conscious.
He's like, the skirt's really short, just in case. We'll hide it. He's got some modesty about him, okay? And then he wears the coat. He goes into town. Glenna finds him. What happened? Glenna ends up coming out.
Okay, so let's go back.
Oh, we did really bad about writing down notes for this one.
Yeah, because I was reading so fast.
I know, we gotta start the next book immediately.
Now it's going on the
flashback?
The flashback.
The flashback while he's dying.
To the treehouse.
One day after they were done painting the church, Ig and Marin were walking home down their same path and they find a treehouse. They've never seen it before. They've walked this path a million times and they've never seen it before. They climb up the branches because there is no stairs, there's no ladder, but the way it's positioned is there are branches you're able to climb to get up there. And on the bottom of the trapdoor, it says, blessed all who come in here, or be blessed in here, something like that. They climb in, there's a menorah with 9 candles that have been burned down with a little china figures of Mary on her knees in front of an angel who looks a lot like Terry. Or does it look like Lee?
It looks like Lee.
And then there's an angel blowing a trumpet that looks like Terry. There is an alien that obviously is not a china figure that got added to it. And then some writing in Hebrew, he thinks. And neither of them can read it. So they pray. I'm sorry, they fuck.
They fuck.
And then they pray. And then they fuck again. And
yeah, because Ig's like, he was just so overtaken with, like, this is another thing of just, like, being, like, very pure of heart. He was, like,
overtaken by the menorah and
he's just like
Virgin Mary. And
yeah, he's just like, I'm so happy. Like, look at me praying with this girl that the girl of my dreams I'm so in love with. Like, we're bearing our souls to each other. Like, this is more intimate than anything sexual we've done. Yeah, because they're praying naked together. But, like, he's like, this is more intimate and I feel so close with her right now. And he's just, like, kind of emotional about it. He's like, this is it. Yeah, they pray and say amen, and then they fuck again, and the sun has gone down, so they have to leave. Otherwise, they're supposed to go to... Why? Oh, her parents' house for dinner. Yeah, Marin's parents' house. And there's like an easy chair up here that they had put on top of the trapdoor just in case. And as they're going to leave, something is slamming against the door trying to get in. I know. Trying to get in, and they're calling out and saying, like, hey, like, stop fucking around, all this kind of stuff. And as soon as they get prepared, they get dressed, they move the easy chair and slam out, and there's no one there. Yeah. And they're like, what the hell just happened? End of flashback. Well, and then they're like, oh, this, we'll have to come back here. Yeah, we'll have to come back here, but we'll come back with a pitchchfork to scare off the whoever. Intruder. Yeah. And they also lit the menorah. That was important as well. Yes. Because later that night, Lee, why do I keep saying Lee? Ig remembers that they didn't blow out the candles because he was trying to when the knocking happened, and he can't find the treehouse again. And later on, Marin ends up just calling it a treehouse of their mind. Yeah, but, he's like, they call it it's like in the Bible, you can't always get what you want, but if you really need something, you usually find it. And he's like, what is that, the Gospel of Keith Richards? Because it's the song, you can't always get what you want. Oh, I didn't get the reference. That was so funny. Well, and the thing is like, he says this, right? And Marin's like, yeah, it was really horny. I wanted someplace to fuck you. Yeah. And so they got a treehouse. I don't know. Yep. So he comes out of the river, present time. Speaking of the Beatles, our dog's name is Ringo Starr. Yeah, he's a Ringo Starr. And he comes out of the river with the snakes. He's all red. His horns have grown, he believes. He puts on the clothes. And
Glenna shows up, right? Or does it go somewhere first?
Because now he has the flashback, and then we're having Lee's flashback.
Is this when we get Lee's flashback? I thought we got it.
No, this is
no, because does he touch Lee during the fire situation?
No. No, this is just a flashback.
So we get Lee's flashback, and Lee has the longest flashback of, we get him as a child talking, or being at a place that he doesn't know why they moved to, and there was this fence he wasn't supposed to walk on because it was rickety, and so it's like a log fence, so it's like those 2 posts with the log across it, and he was walking across it, and his mom kept telling him not to do it, and then there was a stray cat that would come out of the field and meow, and his mom gave it sardines at one point, and when she tried to pet it, it scratched her, and so now every time that the cat came to the yard, he threw something at it, or mom threw something at it to make it go away. And Lee was the only one who knew the truth, that he was yearning for the family that used to be there, and he came up with this whole thing in his head about the family who used to take care of this cat and this little girl who would feed him and watch from a distance, and so he gets it in his head that he can make friends with the cat because he won't touch him. So he gets a can of sardines one night and waits for the cat to come out, accidentally scares him, and then he gets mad because his plan didn't go correct, but then the cat comes back, and so he follows the cat because the cat is leading him across all of this stuff, and he gets him to sit down, and he's rubbing against him like, cats do, arching their back, looking like they want to be pet, and so he gives him a little scritches, even though he promised himself he wouldn't touch him tonight, and gets scratched, and knocked off the fence, and then slams his head into a pitchfork that's down there, and then the moon is falling from the sky, and the stars are too bright, and he's too big, and he's got to adjust the moon, and it's so cold in his hands. And the fucking cat that did this to him is so tiny, and so he just pokes it with his finger, and shoves it into the dirt until it dies.
And literally, he says he crushes it like a cigarette butt.
Mm-hmm. And then he comes to. Ghost Star. He comes to, and the cat's neck is completely turned around under a rock.
Do you think he has to go to the bathroom, or do you think he's just freaking out about it?
I think he's just freaking out. We let him out right before we came in. It's only been...
You're right.
2 hours. Right. He's okay.
Okay.
He whines when he has to go potty.
He does. He's like, hey man, I gotta pee.
Mom! So he murdered a cat.
Yeah, he kills a cat.
And that's the first murder we get of him.
Mm-hmm. Well, technically that's a flashback within a flashback. Because it starts off at his mom's house. But yeah, so he killed the cat, and then later on he's at his mom's house, and
this is after his redemption arc.
Yeah, after his redemption arc, and everyone's like, oh my god, he took care of his dying mother, how beautiful, after her husband left her, like, that's such a good son. And then it shows him taking care of his mother, and he's abusing her, and she's like, has dementia, and he's like, gets such great joy out of her suffering. He turns off the AC. He covers her in blankets. He'll just sit around the house naked, so he's at least kind of cool. And then she'll ask, the only word she really can say is thirsty. Mm-hmm. And so he'll get her a glass of water and then drink it in front of her. And then just watch her suffer, and he has to keep clothes outside the door in case Ig or Marin stops by randomly. He has to, like, cool the house down. He hates her, and she was a terrible mom, but man, he's, like, murdering her slowly, and I don't even know if she was a terrible mom at this point. Like, was she? Or is this just him?
He's an unreliable narrator, yeah. You're correct. But, so this happens, and she has one day of lucidity, where he talks to her and she talks and says, wow, you're just a piece of shit. Yeah, just kill me. Why are you dragging it out?
Well, yeah, no, she's literally like, she's looking at him and she's like, why? I'm gonna die anyways. Why are you dragging it out? And he just like looks at her and she's like, oh, you're seeing how far you can go. You're seeing how far you can take this.
And then says, oh, this isn't my son. He's still on the fence out there.
Yeah, my fence is still out on the fence.
My fence is still out on the fence.
My son's still out on the fence.
You're not him.
And I'm gonna have to give him a spanking when he comes back, because I told him not to go out there. And then she's like, I ordered this really fancy coffee maker one time.
$90.
$90.
And it was just packing in an empty box. I got wasted, and he's like, why are you telling me this? And she says, because that's you. You're just a pretty package with nothing on the inside. Mm-hmm. You should get your money back.
Mm-hmm. And she starts laughing, and he's like, freaks out, and he's like, stop laughing at me, and she just laughs even harder. So good.
then he gets on a very strict schedule about making sure her morphine drip is exactly on time because he does not need her being lucid around the nurse, but it was fine because it never happens again. She dies by heat stroke, I think.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
Because he has like 3 comforters on her without the AC on, and it's at minimum 90-degree weather. So he watches her die, drinks rum and coke, calls Mirren first, has his whole sob thing, and at this point we learn that this is his whole thing is he's, what would Ig do? The WWID.
Mm-hmm.
Ig would throw back on his clothes he had before to make it seem like, you know, he didn't have time to change, and so he calls Mirren, calls his dad, calls the doctor, like, calls all these people, and Mirren shows up first, and he reads into her existing as everything, like, oh, she specifically wore this skirt for me with the buttons undone so I could... He reads into everything Mirren does as if she's sending him signals, and she is not. And so he has another rum and coke, and she's like, let's get you, you know, cleaned up, and he's like, oh yeah, we're gonna fuck in the shower, that's what she wants to do. Sure. And so he's like, damn, my cock is struggling, I'm good thing my underwear is keeping it down, otherwise she would feel it, and it's just a whole thing, and he, like, kisses her boobs, and she just lets him because she thinks he's drunk and just reeling from his mom dying, and he gets into the shower, and she says, I'll bring you your drink, and he's like, yeah, she's gonna come in here with my drink and be naked. She comes in, and Ig's with her, and he's like, what the fuck? Like, I was there, fine, you know, you fucking tease, like, we'll get to it later. Anything Mirren does is a signal to him. Anything. Mm-hmm. And it's so rough. Mm-hmm. Especially after doing Obsession, mm-hmm. where Bear was, like, reading into everything.
Yeah, I know, like, we talk about this a lot, and it's something that's very scary to me, but it is also fascinating to me of, like, the reality we create for ourselves.
Yeah. Versus what is actually happening.
Versus perception. And it's, or because of our perception, and, like, what is reality if not how we perceive it? And, like, it's just horrifying that this is real for Lee.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't, like, he genuinely believes that he's right. This is reality because that's how he's perceiving it. Mm-hmm. And it's just fucking horrible.
Because we go through, like, a time lapse of her, after this, Mirren calls him a lot at the middle of the night at work, and is with the pretense of, is he okay? Why wouldn't he be okay? His mom's dead. Everything's great. Like, mm-hmm. the fuck? And that he should come up and see her, and, because I don't know where they are, but New York City isn't too far away. Mm-hmm. Boston, like, that area, like, he can drive up, and it's a day trip wherever mm-hmm. they are. And so we get all of these things about her, you know, being a tease and coming up with this fake ice queen that he can see when it's actually just her. Obviously, she's portraying herself as an ice queen because she can't let Ig know, you know, it's just a fantasy. Mm-hmm. She's not actually setting him up with anyone. And he eventually goes up there to bring a dresser, and she tells him that all of her Victoria's Secret stuff is in the bottom drawer, so he doesn't even have to look. And why would she do that unless she wanted him? And he is expecting her roommate to already be moved out. She's not. They go up to the roof, have this thing, and he tries to, like, get in her pants again, and he's flirting with her a lot, and she's like, hey, so what do you think happens to people, like, to guys when they're only with one person? Do you think... Oh, yeah.
And, like, do you think that Ig thinks about other girls? Do you think that he's happy?
Well, she just kind of asks some vague questions and then brings it to Ig, because she asks if, do men think about other women? And he says, well, it depends how hot's the waitress on the first date.
Yeah, like, she's like, how long does it take for a man to start thinking about another woman? And he's like, I don't know, probably 15 minutes in the first date. Depends on how hot the waitress is.
Yeah, and it plants more seeds of, we saw her... It gets brought up and it makes more sense later, and these are one of the breadcrumbs of she's playing a game with her roommate, apparently the box drawing game, like if you draw dots and then you make a box and whoever loses has to do laundry, and her roommate hasn't done laundry in a month because of it. Gets brought up later that her roommate doesn't even know what the fuck she's talking about, and so they're like, oh, that's weird, like what was she actually doing? But all of these things. Lee has created an entire universe around the fact that she's telling him this because she's finally breaking up with Ig for him.
Yeah.
And he gets his chance. And in his head, he's like, oh, I always thought Ig was going to leave her because she's nothing. And he's got, like, family money and all this stuff. And everyone else is like, why was she with Ig?
Mm-hmm.
And Lee's like, why was Ig with her?
Yeah.
Because she's nothing. It's such a weird, like...
Yeah, she's just hot.
Yeah, she doesn't mean anything.
Oh, sorry. I'm playing with the cord.
Yeah, you're moving the microphone around. That's gonna make sounds. Oh no.
Yeah, and then he comments, like, the big thing we forgot to mention that is a big point in this is she's becoming a doctor because her sister died of breast cancer, a very rare type of breast cancer.
Yeah, in the movie, it's her mom who dies of breast cancer, and she doesn't even have a sister.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Which is, because they take out the whole, her mom cheating with the priest, I don't know. It's not like the biggest thing, it's just weird what they changed.
Yeah, it's weird changes.
They just, like, combined a bunch of characters, I guess, to make it easier, but it's not like we ever see Reagan.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, and so, and Lee's like, damn, she looks nasty. It's probably a good thing we're not hooking up right now anyways.
Oh, yeah, because she looks sick. She's, like, in sweatpants, and she's not hot at all, and God, this is such a turnoff. Yeah. I guess you at least got me a beer. Yeah. One reason I can be here.
And then, she eats up some Indian food for them, and because he ends up, that was the dresser thing, and then he ends up coming back because I'm guessing it's her birthday or something, because
no, he's in town for the congressman, and Ig told him that he needs to take her out to dinner.
Oh yeah,
something nice, because otherwise Ig is gonna kick my ass.
And I don't really think that happened. That sounds weird. I feel like that's just an excuse.
Well, no, I see it as Ig and Mirren being like, hey, we haven't seen him in a little bit. I'm gonna tell him to go have dinner with you. Is that cool? Mm-hmm. Like, more of like, is he still okay about his mom situation? And less like, Ig was just making an excuse to be like, hey, you better go take care of my girl while you're up there. Yeah. And it was more for them to make sure he was okay. That's how I saw it. Mm-hmm. So I do think Ig said something, but it was not the way Lee perceived it, actually.
Yeah.
And so she's still not doing well. She's still in sweatpants, still looks sick as fuck. Her roommate is still there, and he's still pissed about it.
Yeah, and then he's like, and she tells him that she's gonna break up with Ig, and he's like, oh, nice, it's happening. And
she's like, I've just learned a lot of stuff about myself this summer that I need him to do whatever he wants to in England, and I can't be his regret or something like that. So we get all of that. Yeah,
because he's like, if you guys really love each other, 6 months is nothing. And she's like, no, I'm just going to tell him that. And I think I want him to find somebody to be happy with over there.
And then while he's there, I can break it off completely forever.
Yeah.
This isn't a we're getting back together situation.
Yeah, and Lee's like, oh, this is it. It's my time. She's doing this for me. And he's like getting ready to make a move, and then the roommate interrupts. And she's like, oh, yeah, sorry, I gotta go. And he's like, fuck this bitch.
And he talks to her about having to do her own laundry. And she's like, what? And he's like, yeah, the dots game you guys play. And she's like, do we? And so you get a weird little breadcrumb about that later. What does it jump to? Because we're in Lee's POV for a hot second.
It's the...
Then is it the murder?
Yeah.
So we get that whole POV we had of Terry from Lee's point of view and what Lee was thinking, and we kind of did a little bit of back and forth already about that. Well, after Marin gets out of the car to go change, he follows her because he's like, well, damn, like, I don't want to really fuck in the woods. Like, Terry sees, and then he looks and Terry's passed out, and he's like, oh, fucking perfect, let's go fuck in the woods. Follows her, she screams at him, just like startled, and says there's not a shirt in here, and he's like, oh, that's fine, like, whatever, and he makes a move, and she's like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, you're leaving Ig for me, obviously, this is a weird place to fuck, but I don't care, and goes off on this whole thing, and she's like, I love Ig more than anything, I don't care about you.
No, that's not what she says at all. What did she say? That's the movie. That movie's nice to him, at least. She's like, no, I love Ig. And he, like, kisses her, and she's like, I didn't break up with Ig because of you. It has nothing to do with you. And he's like, well, except that we can be together. And she's like, I would never be with you. I could never fuck you. What the fuck do you mean? And he's like, but all the signs. And she's like, I felt bad for you. I've never been into you. I've never thought of you that way. Like, just over and over, just like, how the fuck would I ever get with you? Why would I ever get with you? Like, fuck no. And she's like, this is so fucked. How could you think I'd break up with eggs so I could screw you? I'd rather be dead, Lee.
Oh, that's right.
Dead.
Yeah, so then they struggle, he knocks her down, hits her with a rock, forces himself in her, is raping her, and she finally stops struggling, and he's like, ugh, this isn't as good as I want it to be because you're so dry.
Mm-hmm.
Keeps going after she stops struggling, and she's just like laying there dying, and it's like, oh, this is fine, I escaped.
And she's like, oh my god, it's so sad.
She says something about, like, I'll be waiting for you in our treehouse.
No, she's like, I climbed the tree and got away. I finally found my way back. I'm okay. I'm where it's safe. Oh, oh god.
And then it shows, like, how he's the one with the rock, and how they got rid of evidence, and
when he looked back into her face, something had fled from her eyes, and she didn't say another word, which was good because he was sick and tired of all of her fucking talking.
Yeah, Lee's like 10,000 times worse in the book than he is in the movie. He's bad in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Is this when Ig is making his plan?
Yes.
Ig is making his plan because he's like, I really have to kill Lee. I'm just embracing the devil.
He's like, this is also where it starts to, like, run around, like, starts to, like, come full circle. Oh my god, we really need to wrap this up soon.
Yeah.
I need to take a fucking nap. He's watching them pull his car out of the thing.
Oh, right.
And the officers are now in a relationship.
Pasoda and Sleuts is what we call sluts is what we call them in the movie. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Anyways, they go off into the forest and are holding each other's wieners while they pee.
Stop calling it a wiener.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It's a penis.
What's wrong with wiener?
I don't know. It's weird.
Everybody loves a wiener.
Stop. No. Anyways, and they're in a relationship and they're happy and in love.
Mm-hmm. And so good things can come from bad situations or something like that. Anyways, he sees that Dale, Marin's dad.
I was like, yes, his name is Dale.
Marin's dad is watching, and so the plates have been ripped off and the gremlin is destroyed. It's literally just the chassis. Like, they don't know what kind of car it is. The plates have been taken off, so they can't identify it. No one knows whose car it is except Dale, who is a car salesman, who helped Ig get the car, who helped Ig fix up the car. And at this point, he's wearing Marin's necklace. So he goes to talk to Dale, and his horns aren't showing.
He's not wearing...
He is, because they don't work. This is where he has to take the necklace off and put it in the glove box.
Oh, when he gets in the car with Dale?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's wearing the necklace, so he's just in a blue skirt, red-skinned, goatee, bald man, no horns, going up to Dale, and Dale screams. He's like, get away from me, because he just thinks it's Ig being, like, crazy and is coming after him. And so he notices that the necklace, if he puts the necklace on, no one else can see the horns, just like how it protected Lee from seeing the horns. It has the reverse effect as well. So he takes off the necklace, puts it in, he got in Dale's car, puts it in, gets Dale in the car, drive back to his place. He's talking about how everything, and Dale talks about how Reagan died and how she got so bad and how Reagan was actually engaged and how she forced her fiance away and all of this stuff. I don't know why because he was just there. And then they go to Dale's house. Her mom has taken down every picture of Marin and Reagan and put up pictures of Jesus now. And Dale is so mad. He's like, I don't believe in God anymore. Like, he killed both of my daughters. He did not show mercy. And she just brings him up all the time. And he says, you should go talk to their mold sometime while your wife's there and see what's going on.
Yeah.
He asks for gin and tonic. He goes to lay down. Ig pulls out the boxes, and in one of, like, because they were put away in the attic and he wanted to pull them down and get, like, her stuff or look at her stuff or whatever. And in one of the boxes, there is a manila envelope with dashes and dots, and it is written out Morse code. And it says, fuck you, Ig, on it. And inside is her breast, MRI.
It doesn't say fuck you, Ig, on it.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, it says fuck off. Fuck off, Ig.
Fuck off, Ig. Yeah.
Yep.
And in it is her breast MRI showing the big cancer in it, and this note is so long and it's written out in Morse code, and she's like, it's taken me 2 months to write this to you. I guess I only get to say what's important, though. I should have done anything else. This is awful.
Mm-hmm.
She explains about Reagan and how nasty and how bad she got, how she doesn't want to turn out that way, that this is a genetic cancer, that there's nothing she can do, nothing they can do, and she doesn't want Ig to live through that because she'll be too weak if he asks her to marry him. And she'll say yes, and he'll have to live with her just being awful, and she doesn't want to do that, so she's gonna hurt him just enough to make him go away, so he can have kids and grandkids and be a grandfather, and one day when he's walking in the forest, you'll see a tree house, and I'll be waiting for you, and it's really sweet. But yeah, so she broke up with him because she was dying. And that's why she was like, you deserve better. And that whole dialogue, which in the movie I thought was really weird. It's like, it's so weird that you're just like, you deserve better. It felt like the gaslighting tactic of like, you didn't want to actually be with the person. So you're like, you deserve better than me. I'm such an awful person. But it was literally, you deserve better than what I'm about to go through.
Mm-hmm.
So that was what was happening. That's why she was leaving him.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's so sad. I just reread it and it was like,
it's really sad.
It's devastating.
And now he's like, yeah, I gotta kill Lee.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill Lee for sure now.
He asks Dale, he's like, did you know? And that's when he's like, yeah, it was really rough. And her mom wanted to tell people, but she kept it a secret for a reason. And so I didn't let her tell anybody.
Yeah, they wanted to put it in the newspaper to make it worse. So Ig was even more of a shitty person.
Mm-hmm. And then he goes back to the foundry, getting ready to make his plan to kill Lee.
He's gonna lure Lee out there, and while he's doing this, Glenna shows up. Glenna shows up looking for him because she saw the news with the car, and she just had a feeling it was the gremlin and that it was him, and she tries to convince him to come back home. He's still wearing the cross, so he takes the cross off again, and she says, like, they were unhappy, but it was something, right? And she just wants to leave. She doesn't want to be here anymore. And he convinces her that she needs to do something for herself and just drain the bank account, take his debit card, take his credit card, tell his parents that if they say anything that you saw me, I don't like fagging around out here in a blue skirt.
Yeah.
And then they won't want that to get out. So do whatever, go on vacation. She wants to go to New York City. And so he convinces her to leave and take all of his things and just get out of town because she deserves better than this. But he also gets her cell phone out of this. And so his whole plan is he's going to call Lee using Glenna's cell phone, using Glenna's voice, saying she got her car stuck at the foundry and can you come save me?
Damn, you made it so much worse than the book said it.
What?
Said playing the Nancy boy out here.
Oh. He says it later.
That's funny.
My shorts.
Yeah, and then
he calls all of the snakes and he puts one of the viper that crawled around him earlier, he puts her in the foundry, or not the foundry, I'm sorry, the furnace under the smelly blanket and tells her that whoever opens this thing next, bite and bite and bite and bite until they go down.
Mm-hmm.
Leaves Glenna's cell phone in there, cracks it with the candle light on to make it look like, there's shit in there. Hides in the corner.
Well, he calls Lee on Glenna's phone and pretends to be here and is like, I'm stuck at the foundry. I was looking for Ig, but he's not there. Did you just say that?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I just already said that.
That's my bad.
You're fine. And does that. He has the snakes writhe in his coat to make it look like a woman or a man with long hair is kneeling in the foundry. When Terry shows up first.
Yeah.
Terry fucking appears and he's like, why the fuck are you here? You cannot be here right now. You need to leave. And the horns aren't working on Terry. Terry, this is where we learn the limits of the horns because Terry's like, I am here for you. And I'm not letting this go. Like, I don't even have a job anymore. He walked out. Mm-hmm. He didn't want to do that anymore. And so Terry is like, oh, so the horns can only do so much. I'm not leaving.
Mm-hmm.
He finally convinces Terry to leave. And he doesn't. He actually just parks his car behind this heap of junk. And then we see him in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, because Iggy's like, I'm going to be I'm killing Lee. I know what happens. I know everything. And Terry's like, and you don't hate me? And he's like, I understand. Like, I get it. I've done things that I'm not proud of either. And he's like, I was worried that Marin was going to fall in love with you, so I made you fail ethics. And he's like, that's not even close. And he's all, but the principle is the same. And he's like, we can leave. like, we can go right now and you can walk away from this and we can figure out some other way to get Lee to, like, take Lee down without you murdering him.
Find a way no one dies.
Find a way no one dies. And he's like, that's not how this plays out, Terry. You need to leave. And
he pushes all of his might into the horns that he can, thinking Terry leaves, but doesn't watch him leave fully. Terry Parks doesn't let him know. And then Lee shows up, but he's bald and gained 100 pounds. Oh, wait, that's Eric.
mm-hmm.
Eric comes in with is it a nightstick and a revolver?
Yeah.
And he pokes at Glenna. He's like, "Say, hey, you bitch, like, fucking answer me." He's still talking Glenna's voice at some point. And as the snakes disperse, Eric backs up, trying to get out of the snake's view. He, like, trips on one, lands right in front of Ig, takes him down into the doorway, where he gets shot, because obviously Lee was waiting outside with a shotgun and shooting. Chaos ensues. More shots go off. Ig gets shot in the shoulder, gets shot in the knee. The pitchfork breaks. Eric gets stabbed in the guts and then ripped out, and then Ig is able... Lee comes in and has the shotgun, is about to blast...
He's trying to get in Ig's face to shoot him.
With a shotgun.
With a shotgun.
To be fair, he says he's never shot a gun before this moment. Yeah. But still.
And Ig's, like, fending off the shotgun with his half of a pitchfork.
And he fends it off to shoot to the side that shoots Eric in the face, and Lee's like, "Oh man, Eric, I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to kill you, man.
I wasn't aiming for that. I was trying to kill him. Hope you forgive me."
Mm-hmm. And then, the cross is gone. And so Lee's like, "What the fuck happened to you? Like, what's wrong with you?" And he's like, "Oh, Marin, this is what I am without Marin." And he's like, "You know what?" And Lee's like, "I loved her too, you know."
Love made a devil out of the both of us.
Yeah. Ugh.
Oh, we also learn, like, there are other people Lee has been thinking about murdering.
Yes,
his 17-year-old neighbor,
Glenna.
And then he has, like, this whole dream too about murdering Marin while he's fucking her by dumping gasoline down her throat and lighting a match and dropping it down the funnel in her throat.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Yeah, he's fucking brutal.
So this whole fight ensues, and in the movie they make Ig kick ass. Like, he gets shot and he turns into a whole lava demon, and he's, like, leaking molten blood and, like, spears Lee with his horn. In the movie, he's, like, shot in the knee, shot in the shoulder, he's dragging himself. Terry has to come in and also, like, help, and they get Lee...
Literally, oh my god, it's so funny. Like, Lee's about to shoot, and he's all, "Adios, brochacho," and then here comes Terry with his fucking trumpet, and it's just all... And it distracts Lee just enough for fucking Ig to stab him in the stomach with his horns.
Yeah, and there's, like, some squelching noises, and it's oddly sexual for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lee goes down. Terry's like, "We have to call the cops. Like, you need help." And he is trying to get to his phone, but it's in his car. And then he sees
Ig is, like, dying.
Oh, yeah.
He can't talk. He's, like, a lot of shit's happening, and he's trying to...
Oh, he got, like, nailed in the balls.
Yeah.
And is, like, nauseous because of it. His kneecap has been exploded and shattered. His whole shoulder has been exploded. He's gotten shot, like, 3 times.
He got hit in the face.
Oh, with the butt of the shotgun?
With the butt of the shotgun, like, his jaw's broken.
He can't talk, and so he tries to tell Terry, because Terry's going over, he sees Glenna's phone in the
mm-hmm.
I keep wanting to call it the foundry, the furnace.
Mm-hmm.
And he tries to scream for Terry to not go in there because of the snake. Terry gets bit the fuck up, and he's like, "My brother, who's allergic to everything in existence, is about to get bitten by a freaking viper. He's about to die," and he gets bit so many freaking times. And Ig has to make the choice of going and dragging himself to where Terry is, or dragging himself to the gallon of gas to light himself on fire, and he chooses the gallon of gas, and we get this back and forth of him now dragging himself to be put on fire to how he got the powers in the first place. And he got really drunk, destroyed Marin's memorial. And the tree house is right above it. And so he goes up there, and he's the freaking sound that Marin and him hear.
No. Yes. But no.
What?
Yeah, go ahead.
What? No, what am I missing?
No, go ahead. You're right.
What were you going to say?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
I don't believe you.
I don't know. I feel dumb.
Do you think I'm missing something?
Yeah.
What am I missing?
I don't know. But go ahead.
Do you want to scroll? You can look.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
We're raw dogging this now.
Oh god, okay. So he's at the trapdoor of the treehouse, and his drunken stupor, because he was drunk when this happened, is saying like, "Oh, I'm here to warn them. I can warn them." And he's throwing himself against the trapdoor. It's a sound they heard, and then they're screaming back like it's some kids, whatever. And he's like, "Oh, I remembered now that when I stopped, they came out." And so he stops, they come out, and he's like swears he sees shadows of them, but there's no one in there. He crawls up, destroys the altar, all of this stuff. He noticed the first time they were up there, while he was leaving, he noticed the little devil statue behind the menorah. And this time, he destroys everything, sets everything on fire, and then he gets the little Virgin Mary China figure, and then the Lee statue angel figure that has now had its head cut off, and puts the little devil on it. So now it looks like he's getting his dick sucked by Mary or something.
No, he puts the way I understood it was like the image that Mary was in front of, he just got rid of that completely and put the devil's head there instead. So, cause she was on her knees with her hand out, and I thought he just put the head there.
No, he breaks the head off the other, the head falls off the other one, so he puts the body there, and then he sticks there, so it's like she's going like this to the devil instead. Mm-hmm. He's like, that looks much better. Mm-hmm. And then he gets a fire baptism. Mm-hmm. After he reads the note that is no longer in Hebrew, and it says, ask what you want, you'll be blessed.
As long as you say amen.
Yeah, El Morning Star something. Mm-hmm. And he burns the entire place down. Mm-hmm. So that's how he got his powers. And so we get cuts of that, and then him crawling his way through the foundry, having to flop off 4-5 feet, knocking himself out because he's hitting his shoulder and all this kind of stuff, and he's like, I don't know if I have it in me to set myself on fire, and he's dousing himself trying to get to the Lucifer matches, finally sets himself on fire, gets up, and he's fine, obviously. He's even redder than he was before. Mm-hmm. Runs to Terry, who's still breathing and just kneeling there being bitten by snakes, and he's like, oh my god, you're alive, you're still breathing. He's like, yeah, I kind of have a hobby of playing a horn.
He's like, yeah, my lungs are really good.
I don't know if you know this.
I don't know if you know that.
And he calls the cops using Glenna's voice?
I think so, yeah.
He calls the cops using someone's voice, saying there's been a fire. Oh, because the gasoline fire he had set outside is then going through some bush and burning a cherry tree, and you learn it's probably the tree that had the treehouse in it, and even though the treehouse isn't there, and it's only going straight for that tree in this weird wind tunnel. Terry gets rescued.
Egg takes his trumpet that he played with and climbs into the fire.
Into the fire? Mm-hmm. Or into the furnace?
I thought I had understood that he was going towards the tree.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, he burns himself alive in the tree. And the next thing we get is Terry.
Oh, yeah.
The aftermath of everything.
Yeah, Terry dealing with the aftermath of him saying, yeah, so Lee and Eric were set on the fact that Ig
killed Marin.
They
were going to do some vigilante justice, and then by locking him in the furnace with the poisonous snake, and told it kind of the truth, and the cop is like, I don't believe you, and he's like, there's no other version of it, and the cop's like, yeah, nothing else I can come up with makes sense, but this is the worst one.
Yeah.
But no one can prove anything different. So Terry says all of that, says his piece, quit his job again. Fox was going to give him time to go back, and he's like, nah, fuck that, I'm going to go to LA where people are real and I don't have to drive.
New York.
Sorry. Yes, yeah. Thank you. Oh, dang. Go to New York, and as he goes to the foundry to kind of just say his piece for one last time, and Glenna shows up, and she's like, oh, I sometimes eat lunch out here, and it was her last day at the salon. He grew out his hair, and he's like, oh, I should get it cut, and his hair's now starting to thin, so he's like, I'm gonna grow it wild, it's gonna be long, and they have a cute little walk around eating a sandwich together and hold hands and promise to meet up in New York.
Mm-hmm. And then, but while Ig's in the while Terry's in the hospital, he's kind of coming out of it, and he wakes up, and Ig's sitting at the end of his bed playing his trumpet with Marin dancing
in a red
dress. Ugh. It's such an emotional book.
It took me a bit to get into, but the ending, I think it paid off.
So, oh my god, we need to end this, but here's the things, right?
Yes.
So this is how I know. So, Ig is the devil. Lucifer, because he's an angel that has fallen. He's fallen out of grace of God. I hate saying it this way, but cross-dressing. So he was in a skirt. He's a man in a skirt and he's in a dress.
Well, because they even say it's a quote from the Bible that a man should never wear a woman's. Yeah, whatever.
Yep. The men, the homosexuals, encouraging that. Glenna being the whore, he encouraged her to do what she wanted, to be treated like a person.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas, like, the Bible would say that she's trash. And so, like, all of these things about living life, like, he encouraged happiness as the devil, no matter what. And then I wasn't 100% sure about Lee until he, like, when you think about it, like, he's obsessed with the virgins. And he's got a redemption story about like how he does all this good for the sinning. And then the thing that sold me on Lee being God in this scenario was the fact when he said, I actually never saved you. You saved yourself. You just gave me credit.
Oh, yeah, because Lee didn't save Ig. Ig got pulled out by a snake.
Yeah.
There was a giant water snake that saved Ig. Yeah.
And so that's when I was like, oh, he's meant to represent the head. And that's why it's such a battle. He is God or Jesus or whatever, like, is meant to be. But yeah, he's like, I never saved you. You saved yourself. And you just gave me credit for it. And you worshipped me for it. So I took it.
Wow.
And he's only, and like the comparisons between, about how, Lee's willing to offer protection and guidance as long as you're in his good graces, and and that mixed with what he says about, like, God lost his divinity when he decided that you needed to worship him before he'd offer you protection. Like, that's like the same thing. Like, there's a crossover there. So yeah. And then I didn't realize that Marin was the Virgin Mary until the very end of the book, even despite the fact that Dale called her Mary.
Yeah, I didn't see that either.
Yeah, it wasn't until the very end when he put the devil in front of her, and I was like, oh, that's Mary. She's the Virgin Mary. And they're fighting over her.
Yeah.
So that's also what made me think it was God instead of Jesus, because
Jesus is the son.
Jesus is the son.
Yeah.
And then I don't know who plays the trumpet, but Terry's an angel as well.
That would be my assumption.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yeah, it's brutal.
Go read it.
Go read it.
That's our book club. What are we going to do? We're going to do War of the Worlds next month. So look forward to that.
We are?
Pretty sure that's what we're going to do. I need to check the length of that book, but I think it's like a 400-page book, so I think we should be able to do it just fine. Give us any recommendations for other book club. Obviously, if you're seeing this, we have video now, and these will be up on our Patreon/Stacked instead of, like, audio. Obviously, will just be on our main feed as per usual, but the video is going to be is going to be on a paid service as we're going into our year here. We're kind of trying to get that shit figured out for y'all. So thanks for sitting with us and us figuring out this camera situation. I hope this worked. I don't know if this worked or not. We'll see how good this looks when I edit it here in 5 minutes.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to this week's episode. Follow our Instagram and Threads at No Cell Service Pod. Until next time.